And welcome to Plus One EXP's Roll for Content channel. My name's Keegan EXE, and I'm a cult leader here at Plus One EXP. Plus One's a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. The dream and hope here at Plus One's to help amazing designers find great players who love their games, and help amazing players find great designers whose games they can love. One of the ways we do that is by sitting down and playing a game. And to that end, we're playing Killer Ratings today. But before we get started, let's introduce our players. Ken, why don't we start with you? Why don't you tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what we're playing?
So my name is Ken Lowery. I'm at Ken Lowery or at Bannerless Games pretty much everywhere, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. We are playing Killer Ratings, game I made. It's kind of a one-shot horror comedy party game, and it's the first completely original game I published.
Sick. Cole, give us your intro and tell me your favorite ghost hunting tool.
Ooh. All right. Sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Cole. I do things and stuff on the internet. And are we saying who we're playing yet, or are we saving that for mystery?
We can save that. I didn't think about it earlier.
Okay. My favorite ghost hunting tool is that really awful app you download that's Ghost Radar. So.
Oh my god. I didn't think anyone else knew about that.
I don't know that one. That's exciting.
Oh my god, that
I'm
brings me back.
I'm gonna look that up.
I'm downloading it right now. I don't know why I didn't for the session.
Kit, why don't you tell us who you are, where we can find you, and your favorite ghost hunting TV show?
Ooh. Hi, I'm Kit. I'm a ttrpg nerd and actor. You can find me on mostly Twitter nowadays at KitRollCause. And oh goodness, favorite TV show. Celebrity Ghost Stories. Does that count?
Yeah, I'll count that. We're making the rules here. We're good.
It was campy. It was awful. The actors never actually played themselves in the reenactments. It just perfect. Beautiful.
That's beautiful. Before we get going, we're gonna talk safety tools. Here on Plus One, we use lines, veils, and the X card. So we talked about it ahead of time, but on Plus One, we have a strong line against sexual violence of any form. Does anyone else have any lines and veils they want to discuss before we go? Cool. Well, in that case, Ken, I'm gonna hand the reins over to you.
All right, y'all. So we are playing Killer Ratings. The very first thing, of course, the most important thing, arguably, is who our characters are. They are celebrity ghost hunters. So, Cole, I believe you are playing the face. Can I hear a little bit about your character, please?
Oh, I'm not a face at all. That would be Keegan. I'm not full of enough of myself to play a face.
Oh,
so.
jeez. I was assigned face by you.
Assigned face at birth.
Assigned face by Cole. Yeah.
All right. Well, Keegan, how about you then?
Okay.
Tell us about your face.
Yeah. I like. I'm playing Blake Giovanni. He, him. He's a loud, simple hothead from Jersey, probably.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, this is not his first ghost hunting TV show. He's been kicked off a few. Now, if you asked him, he would tell you he left them to do better shows. But if you actually look at the trajectory of his career, none of them have been better.
What would you say is his what is his ghost hunting technique? What is he most known for?
Yeah, I think he just gets in. He gets in the space and he just yells a lot.
Hostile things, supportive things. Is he encouraging the ghosts? Is he challenging them to fights?
Oh yeah, absolutely challenging them to fights. Just get in a space and scream at some ghost. If you're real, come fight me.
Right on. Okay, Cole. So who will you be playing tonight?
Wonderful. I will be playing the academic named Norman. He, him pronouns. I am a failed Twitch streamer that made a highlight and showed some knowledge of, technical things. And I guess I read a lot of the No Sleep Reddit and other things, so they let me on this show for some reason. And I'm a pretty big skeptic, so I'm out here to see if we can prove me wrong and find some ghosts. I also downloaded the Ghost Radar so I could have it. I had to sit through 1.5 minutes of ads. There's a consistent ad at the bottom of it as well, but we do have the Ghost Radar. So there's no ghosts yet.
None yet.
Let us know when that changes, because I do want to know.
Yeah, I'm excited. The ads mean it's good, so I'm excited to see what this very good as supported app does. Cool. Okay, Kit, why don't you tell us about your character?
All right. So I'm going to be playing Delaney Evans, she, her, and I am in my last year of film school, and I'm really excited to like get out here and be like a real like filmmaker. I'll be operating the camera today. And she watches a lot of like the typical awful ghost hunting shows, and believes that she will be able to keep the energy, keep it funky, keep it fresh, and prove herself as like a filmmaker. She's just super excited to be here.
So is this her art? Is she going to elevate the ghost hunting form?
Oh, she absolutely. Like her cuts are beautiful and like just masterfully, artfully jump cut all the time. She's doing her best. She's not from NYU. Like she's this is state school film grad. Doing her best.
Right on. All right. So Blake, Norman, and Delaney, how long have you all been working together, do you think?
I feel like I've been working with Delaney for a bit.
That's fair. Probably been doing this for most of senior year, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this is my internship, sure. He's been demoted all the way down to like shows where the cameraman is the intern.
We're doing public access ghost hunting.
Accreditation for the internship pending. Yeah.
We're doing public access television ghost hunting.
But I believe I've gone through a number of skeptics in the last year.
Yeah, that sounds about right. This is my first haunt, and it's especially why I remain a skeptic. Orbs are just light refracting on dust. Everything else is just a trick of the mind, So I had to get a job after the Twitch subs dried up. So,
what were you streaming anyway?
Oh man,
how
much do I
horror
lean
video
into?
games?
Yeah, I was like, how much do I just be myself?
Like Phasmophobia? What were we doing?
God damn it!
We're just talking about Cole as a person, right?
Yeah. As someone who's streamed probably Resident Evil for 2 months straight, yeah, let's just go with that.
Okay, Resident Evil streamer. All right, sounds good.
Lady streams Animal Crossing. That's all you need to know.
And doesn't try and gets way more viewers, and it's very aggravating.
So there's a beef here. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
There's an unspoken beef.
It's a one-sided beef.
It is. Delaney thinks he's really neat. I don't know. I think he's kind of cool.
All right. Okay. So yeah, we've got our crew here. We've got our face. We've got our camera person. We've got our academic-ish. There are only 2 stats in this game. There is provoke and survive. And to just kind of briefly summarize for everyone, this is sort of the opposites of your soul. Your provoke is your ability to enrage people, to create high drama, to make everything a little bit worse than it needs to be, but also more entertaining in the process. Survive is your kind of level of level-headedness, really, or your ability to like think rationally and make clear decisions. As such, you're dumping 5 points into them however you see fit. You do need a minimum of 1 on each. So what we're really talking about here is either like a 3-2 somewhat even-handed split with one prioritized over the other, or like a 4-1 really not even distribution, like really leaning into a type. So if we figured out what we're going with there.
Oh yeah, I can start this. I've gone with
Please.
provoke 4. I don't think this is going to surprise anyone, but I've gone with provoke 4, survive 1.
It's good. I'm already very excited about this. Cole, how about you? How about Norman?
Oh, Norman. Can you explain provoke again?
Sure. So provoke is your kind of reality TV outlandishness in terms of the game's mechanics as you're going room to room exploring the haunted location. Your provoke is kind of the mechanical impact of the antics you get up to that also stir the dead. Essentially, they get things rolling.
Wonderful. Then I have a 1 in provoke and a 4 in survive, and it is 100% due to the fact that even if I see something, I will explain it away in whatever way possible until I no longer can. So makes sense to me.
All right, practical to a fault. I dig it. All right, Kit, how about Delaney?
So Delaney, I'm gonna go provoke 2. She's not that angry. She's a little annoying though. So I'll allow that. And survive I'll go 3. She was a Girl Scout, so she's like pretty good at this, I think. If we need like knots tied or fire spells, I got you guys.
I hope we don't need a fire belt.
I hope we do. Keep them guessing, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to rule anything out this early. You never know. Cool. Okay. All right. So we've got our basic ideas for the characters. I think it sounds like we've got kind of the beginnings of how they relate to each other, and that's good. I kind of want to keep it in this sort of nebulous state to start with. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to run through a series of a few tables. What the tables will do, I say a few, it's 2 really. They're going to help us figure out the location of the haunt and what supposedly happened there, whether or not that is what actually happened, we'll find out. But that one will be a 2d10 roll for picking the haunt. Usually I have everyone roll. We look at the combination on the tables and pick our favorite, basically. So if y'all could, please.
Yeah. So I rolled a 10 and a 6. That's a industrial site as well as a doomed love affair.
How about y'all?
I also got a 10. So industrial site for 2, bestie. And I got a 4, a tragic accident.
Ooh.
And I rolled a mansion and a doomed love affair.
Ooh.
Oh, goodness. So what are we feeling? What's standing out?
I mean, I feel like the doomed love affair, that's 2 rolls, and that is delightful to me being Delaney, to no end. There's cinema to be made here about this. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious now.
I feel like a tragic accident could have also happened, like, to end the love affair. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. All right, doomed love affair, and which location are we feeling? We had 2 industrial sites and a mansion, was it?
Yep, 2 industrial sites and a mansion. I love the idea of I know I rolled it, so I'm happy to. So it might be nepotism on my roll's part here, but the doomed love affair at an industrial site's just really funny.
Okay. Yeah.
I think mansion's too obvious.
Yeah.
Mansion
It's a little.
is very like it's very sexy, but like the industrial site is evocative. Like, what is going on here?
See, I imagine I imagine Delaney is saying these things. It's
Oh,
sexy.
100%. I
Yeah.
know. Like we have these two options they sent us like 2 requests this week, right? To cover. And like I see the mansion, I see it, I get it, but it's been done, you know?
Mhm.
But this industrial site, like, what's going on there? What's the deal? What's the story? We could really like bring something new to the table here. I really like this.
A doomed love affair at an industrialist mansion. Thanks, Dan.
It's giving me Village People vibes, and I think we can all be about that. There's some hot, industrial worker and someone else.
Industrial worker. Maybe the boss's kid. That's fun. That's
Ooh.
zesty. We could make that
All right,
happen.
all right. Yeah, okay. So leading theories about what's going on here. We'll go with picking a name out of a hat. We're going to go with Kings Row Steelworks. Played a lot of City Heroes back in the day, so Kings Row is important to me. Kings Row Steelworks. It is called Steelworks, but there are multiple industrial sites there that are in all different kinds of, all the really cinematic stuff where they're like pouring molten steel, whatever those things are. They're doing all that stuff. And the Steelworks is abandoned. So it is long dormant. No one works there. It is slightly falling apart. It is condemned. And y'all are going there. So congratulations on that. Okay, so now we are picking the show name. This is a couple of D20s that we're rolling here. Basically, we're picking the ghost synonym, and then we're picking the hunter synonym for your name. Again, we all roll and see what we're liking.
Yeah, I pre-rolled a bunch of these just so I could focus on the overlay.
Sure.
So I rolled horror hounds.
It's not bad alliteration.
Yeah, I was not mad to get some good alliteration there.
Mine is very nerdy. I got spirit science.
Ooh,
Damn, more alliteration.
feeling good about that. How about you, Kit?
I got ghost investigators. That's
That's so on the
It's
nose.
it's what it says on the tin, y'all. I don't. This is
what's
public access TV.
Yeah, because it's the only thing that wasn't trademarked.
Literally.
Yeah, yeah. So which one are we liking? Spirit science, horror hounds, ghost investigators?
I sort of like the idea of spirit science, just because I love the idea of trying to be a scientist.
Yeah, like we have this academic, we have this scientist, this skeptic with us, and I don't know, maybe it's a fun angle to bring to it.
I'm just going to throw out that, at least as the director in universe, I've suggested more than once that you wear lab coats while you do everything, and have beakers and things like that. Whether or not you actually do that is up to you. And I do like the idea that we've got Norman brought on to try to bring some credibility to the science. Norman, our Resident Evil.
That's how this show is different.
The only way you're getting me in a lab coat is if it comes in black.
Yeah, there you go.
Delaney's into it. Delaney has popped the lenses out of some hipster glasses from the early 2000s. We're in it.
I feel like opening titles, you've got math equations popping around your head and stuff, and you're thinking really hard about whatever, looking at pictures of ghosts, doing the Ghost Radar app. Yeah, very
Got
scientific.
Norman overlaid by that math lady meme.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we've pretty much sorted it out. We've got our stats picked. We are investigating Kings Row Steelworks for a haunting supposedly caused by a doomed love affair. Love to figure out what the details of that are. Y'all have the show Spirit Science, hosted by Blake Giovanni, our wonderful Jersey meathead, Delaney Evans as ever, perky camera person, and then we've got Norman, our academic / failed Twitch streamer, lending a veneer of cynical credibility to everything. All right, I like how this is shaping up. So briefly kind of outlining how Killer Ratings works. It's a very rigid kind of act structure. So there's an act 1, act 2, act 3, and then a finale. What we're going to do in acts 1 and 2 is we are exploring this site. We are going room by room, detailing what it is, detailing what's there, getting into reality show antics, kind of provoking each other, making dice rolls, seeing how we're doing. Are we really stirring things up? And moving on to the next. Within that kind of cycle, basically I'll help with the room. We'll go around the horn here and kind of add in some details about that room, little features that we see, other peculiarities about it, and I've got kind of tables and indexes in the back with some features in some rooms if y'all need help with that. And then we just kind of get into it. Usually takes a room or two for everyone to really warm up and really get into reality show trashiness, and at that point it pretty much picks up its own acceleration. Once we're finished with the room, we'll all roll our provoke. If you hit at or under your provoke number, looking at you, Blake Giovanni, then you're going to start stirring some up and seeing some stuff happen. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, that sounds great. I was born to do reality show trash. Let's do this.
That's what I love to hear. Okay. Yeah, no, it's very good. So late one night, filming the season finale of Spirit Science, you are whisked away in your rickety van or truck or whatever to Kings Row Steelworks, long since abandoned, long since left to rot. Uh, Partially, it is whispered because it is haunted, because something tragic happened here. Some kind of doomed love affair somehow condemned this massive industrial site. What could be so powerful to do that? What could be so powerful to scare away all those no doubt burly, tough, whatever industrial site workers do? The first place that you are dropped off, basically pushed out the door into this truck terminal station, basically the loading bay where trucks would back up and unload supplies into this almost warehouse-like space. There's racks on either side of you going up to the ceiling, mostly empty at this point, a few with some boxes still. Spider webs everywhere. You see signs of graffiti, squatters, parties, that sort of thing has gone on here before. But for now, it is deadly, deadly, deadly quiet. Just the three of you, and then the director, me, back in the van outside safely, in the earpiece in your ear.
We got a call out in the chat. It's not just an old van, it's an old ambulance.
Oh,
To really sell the like sort of sciencey aspect of it.
okay.
Hit a beaker on the side of it.
Are we? Is this like a full on ambulance? Is this like a old Black Mariah Ghostbusters looking thing? Like, what are we thinking?
It's so beat up, it's hard to tell if it was original from the outside, but from the inside, no, it was just a box truck.
All right. Nice. Spirit Science ambulance. I love it. So yeah, let's kind of go around real quickly here and call out some things that we see in this room that are, or this kind of warehouse space, that are unusual, that are interesting, that are strange, that are out of place. Just things that you've noticed. Start with you, Keegan.
Yeah, of course. So I think over in one of the corners, we'll notice there's while the rest of this place is covered in dust and cobwebs and stuff like that, there's one corner that is just remarkably clean. There's no dirt, there's no dust, there's no spider webs. It's virtually untouched, looking from when it was still an active warehouse.
Interesting. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Cole, what else do you see here?
Oh, well, while Keegan is pointing out something that's actually weird, I'm just focused on all these OSHA violations I'm seeing. There's dirty, oily rags next to some furnaces. There's obvious puddles that haven't been cleaned up in a while. And it looks like some of the warning signs have been completely removed from machinery or doors where it's required. So I'm already seeing why people are scared of this place.
How about you, Kit?
I'm filming all these OSHA violations. Like, that's my goal number one is like, I'm very into it. I'm like, oh my God, and this is how they died. It was the puddle. There's so we're in like this loading bay, right? And there's still a trailer here. It's not attached to any car or anything, but there's this trailer, and it's like I don't, it's like rusty and gross and stuff. There's no markings on it. There's no company name, not even like the industrial plant name. Like, there's nothing on it. And then inside it, it's just art, like framed artwork. I'm like, what is in here? It's not locked. There's just dust covers over framed portraits and stuff. And I'm like, this does not. What is this? In my little like zoom enhance, I don't know what's going on.
Ooh, that's a nice feature. So the director chimes in your ears like, all right, kids, this is it. This one needs to be big or we are canceled. So Blake, why don't you tell us, why don't you introduce yourselves to the audience and get us going here, bud?
Yeah. The name's Blake. We're gonna get some fucking ghosts. Oh, can I? We're public access. I can say fucking, right?
I'll bleep it. It's great.
Okay, cool.
It's not live. We're not live.
Great.
Are we live? Oh wait, it's just depending on like
You're
It's
the
cool, man. No one watches the show. That's the problem. Go ahead.
okay. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna go get some ghost. Come out, you cowards!
Delaney, get a little bit of that screaming. What's Norman looking at over there?
Well, my fancy app that I downloaded that these people always use did detect an entity in front of us, but it actually went away before we could ask a question. I think maybe yelling at it didn't work as intended. So I don't know. I mean, this thing has a ad for Cliff Bars on the bottom. Do people really use these things?
I mean,
Maybe
you're
they're
the
just nervous. Maybe they're
scientist.
camera shy.
Oh, nervous ghosts. Go figure.
All right, y'all. Go ahead and roll your provoke dice. Just let me know if you succeed or fail. So it's at your provoke or under on a 1d6.
I succeed.
I do not provoke.
Me either.
Okay.
But the app says there is a ghost with a top hat and it lets me ask a question. Oh, I can't ask if it's unionized. It has pre-selected questions.
You can...
Well, they don't have our EMF readers. We can ask whatever we want. It's great.
Could you feed
Were
Blake the
you
questions to
union-
shout them, please? I'd like to hear Blake shout the questions.
Yeah.
Like,
Are
after
you
union-
unionized?
Do you want me to give you the rest of the questions that the app says, Blake?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. We have, what is your name? Are you male or female? What kind of it's not very inclusive. What kind of entity are you? Are you good or evil? When were you born? And where did you live?
Yeah, I don't like these questions. We need to ask better questions.
Well,
This
you
is-
told me
you're
to
trying
download
make
this
us
thing.
A show like every other show.
I'm just going to ask if they're good or evil. Okay, it's transmitting. Does this thing have sound?
Receiving response.
It's
Oh my God, guys, are you getting this?
sorry, director, but
Translating.
it's translating from some language. Depends on who you ask, of course. Okay, anyways, back to what we were doing. I think I'm going to close this one.
Moral relativist ghost. As you ask the question and await the reply, Delaney, as you're trundling out of the trailer full of art, you just hear one of the pieces of art just fall over and clap behind you.
I try to get it, but it's already gone to the ground. Damn it.
I want to
Dang it.
sprint to in front of the art and be like, so a ghost was just here and it fucking hates art.
Maybe that's why it's mad. Maybe that's why it's haunting here, because somebody left all this art here. I wonder who left all this art.
I mean, they probably
gonna,
left
like,
it here because they didn't like it. That's why they're throwing the pieces around now.
So they left it here and then they died because they left it here? You think the artist left them here and then died?
I mean, who could know? We only just started investigating.
It's a theory. It's a theory, Blake.
Norman, how are you feeling about that theory?
I mean, I'm assuming that it's some kind of homely displaced person that lives in this trailer and they're just not here right now. So, I mean, if you want to get really supernatural, maybe it's Candyman back and we say it 2 more times and maybe he'll jump out of a painting. I don't know.
Blake, go, say it.
I don't
I'm not doing.
I don't think
I'm
we
not
can
doing
afford
that.
the rights to the Candyman, so we can't say it a 3rd time.
Yeah, sorry, we can't have
That's you,
Candyman
that's you.
come out.
No!
Oh, it's okay. I think it's if the same person says it 3 times.
Okay, cool. Well, you have to keep an eye on.
I mean,
All right, y'all.
you get one more, Norman. You got one more. Like intensely zoomed in on Norman's face. Waiting.
All right. Well, while Norman works up the courage to say Candyman the 3rd time, let's move on. I think I see next. I'm looking at the blueprints here. We've got cold storage connected to the truck terminal there. We'll go take a look in there. Maybe there's meat hooks or something fun to film in there.
Dramatic shots.
So, yeah. So you head out of the truck terminal, wind down some hallways. the first thing you come to is a big cold storage unit, or at least it was once upon a time. Of course, this place has been abandoned. It's not really cold in here anymore, at least not refrigerated level cold, although it is a little dank, a little gross, and a little smelly at the same time. Kind of wall-to-wall tiles, and just that general moldy grossness to it. Let's look at some features for that. What do you see when you look around, Delaney?
When I look around, I'm kind of walking around getting like B-roll and stuff, like the introduction to this cool, weird, creepy room. And it's like chilly, the whole room is, except for like over by like dead center of the room is like damp and warm. And I'm like, this is gross. I'm gonna break out. But like filming, like there's nothing to see, but it's like it's warm and like swampy feeling, and I'm like, this is nothing. What is this? Blake, come feel this.
Yeah, no, I'll come feel that.
How about you, Norman? When you're poking around, what do you see?
Oh, sorry, I was doodling in my notes because this is so very enlightening. I do have a question. Do we know what exactly they made here? What kind of factory was this?
Well, it's called Steelworks, so they made steel.
Well, then what did they store in here?
Probably steel.
Does steel have to be cold?
That's what I'm asking.
I thought you like
aren't
heated
you the
steel
scientist?
To make it.
The scientist is yes, you're right. They do have to flash cool the steel. And I see the flash cooling buttons over there on the wall now that you mention it. Maybe someone got stuck in here and pressed the button.
We should push the button.
Not with us in it. What is
You think it works? Do it. Push it.
Okay, how about I will push it and run, and you stay in here.
I mean, someone's got to film it. Yeah,
It'd be a really good shot.
It would be a great shot. Thank you. I can't film nothing though, so Blake's got to stay with me.
All right. Well, here goes nothing. I'll push the button and bolt out of the cold room.
Zoomed in on Blake's face.
You hear a dim, distant whining and thump, thump, thump of something trying to fire up, and it doesn't quite get there and whines back down.
Yeah, I knew it wouldn't work.
How about you, Blake? What do you spy here?
Ooh, what a good question. When when I look up, there is something hanging from some like rafters in the ceiling. There is, I mean, what it probably is like a sheet of plastic, but I'm immediately up here pointing at it like, oh my god, I see an apparition up in, you see that?
Oh my god, I see it. I don't see it. But I'm zooming in anyways. I'm committed to the bit.
While they're doing that off frame, I'm just going to grab something off the ground and just chuck it into the rafters.
Did you hear
that? My god.
Did you hear that?
God, I heard it. Where'd it come from? Spirits, are you here?
Do we see any art in here?
Is there art?
There is no art hanging on the walls in cold storage.
Hanging from the rafters?
I mean, what is
the
art?
Rafters?
Honestly,
art. Architecture is art. It's got architecture in it.
From the smell of it, someone left some art over there in that corner. I think it is some kind of piss corner.
She's like halfway to like running over, and then she hears piss corner and goes, well, it might be good footage.
Every abandoned building has a good piss corner.
You gotta have one, or you have all of them, and that's not the ideal.
Yeah, give me your provoke rolls. Norman, I think you've earned a 2d6 for messing with your coworkers. And just pick your fave of the two.
Oh, add or under?
Add or under.
I'm provoking.
I'm provoking
Nice.
as well.
Ooh, I actually did roll a 1.
All right. Ooh, it's
Spirits, are you here?
Nothing happens for a while. After you hear the rattling of the rafters caused by who knows what, and see the sheet finally kind of wafts down to the ground. Nothing. Finally, the director says, "Okay, well," and as he does that, you hear the whining and the thump 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 of the thing start up again and start to sound like it's powering on, and the walls start rattling, and then dims back down to nothing.
Norman, did you hit the button again?
No, I'm just over here trying to see if I can find a better ghost radar app.
Blake, did you hit
No, I didn't hit the button, but I think this ghost fucking hates us too. You must know we're making a TV show, and he hates TV.
He
'cause
thinks
a
it's
type
art.
of art. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so glad you appreciate my camera work.
I found a garbage cat, and I'm going to say that that's what all the noise came from.
But he's cute. Zoom.
All right. Well, yeah, whatever. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. I think the next thing I see here, there's kind of a data center. What kind of place was this? Yeah, well, let's move on there. So you do. The next room that you come upon of significance basically is this data center, and it seems the technology is kind of incongruously out of date. Data center really means these are NASA cabinet-sized computers. Not quite punch cards or whatever, but not much better than that. Rows and rows and rows of these things have been left strangely untouched. It is an otherwise pretty much empty room. There is one little desk with a long since trashed lamp sitting in one corner, but otherwise it is these rows of servers and a kind of a weird stillness to the place. It just feels, I don't know. It's like when you walk into a room and everyone stops and looks at you. Just has that vibe to it. How about Delaney? What's something that you notice in this data room?
I'm immediately going to like the one thing that doesn't match everything, which is that desk. And there's there's letters and like notes and letters and stuff, papers that are all like filled out all over this. And they're not English, but I found all of our names in them.
Do you put these on camera? Or are you like zooming in? Like, tell us what you're doing here.
I'm looking at like the walls and like getting the lamp and like getting all like the like clearly obvious stuff. And I like look down and I'm like, hey, Blake.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you plant stuff?
Not this time.
Like nodding at the
I'm gonna come over and look at the page, and we're all going to immediately realize something really embarrassing, which is that I can't fucking read.
No, I can't read them either.
Blake, could you read them for the audience? Could you read the letters?
Yeah. I'm gonna just start mouthing. And then we can just add the audio in later, right?
Just hand it to me, Blake.
All right, cool. Yeah, the scientists should read this. It makes sense for the format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of
It
course.
was just like,
All right, so I'm reading these papers, and they have our names in them.
Yep.
So obviously, you two put this ahead of time to drum up, some ratings, right?
No, I've never been here before.
this place is gross. I've literally never been here.
Someone knew we were coming here. Who did you guys tell?
I mean, the director knows. We're live. I'm just like trying to get B-roll and like, I guess. Like,
Hey man, those letters look like they're 50 years old.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, just some tea staining and distressing. Anyone could do that.
Do you do that?
I'm
Do you
not
like
really.
scrapbooking? Oh my god, do you do like scrapbooking? That's so
I
cute.
mean, someone's got to take notes. I guess that's a form of scrapbooking. Can't rely on you two to remember everything, can I?
I've got got notes, and she's got like a little little tiny legal pad, and there's like all of her eyes are dotted with hearts, and it's like really cute. She's got a pen with like a fluff ball on the end of it, tucked behind her ear, behind the like in the headset.
Yeah, I think we need notes
obsessed
that say more than how gross a place is or what it smells like.
They've got stuff in it. It's just like camera angles and like shots to get, and like gibberish that like filmmakers maybe would understand, but like probably not.
Anyways, yeah, then what's the importance of this? I mean, drum up your, dramatic shots and just call it good.
Listen, Norman, anyway, Blake, what are you seeing in the room?
Yeah, as I walk around, I get like a strong whiff of perfume. Immediately like, Norman, what the fuck are you wearing, man? What This is a weird smell for you.
I mean, it's Axe. It's what everyone wears these days, isn't it?
I mean, I know my Axe body spray, and this is not Axe. What do you really wear?
All right. It's Nicki Minaj. I really, really like her perfume.
She makes great stuff, right?
Yeah, it smells fantastic, but can you please not keep that?
You got that in the footage, right?
I'm checking with legal if we can say Nicki Minaj's name. Is that what you're smelling? Are you smelling Blake? On a scale of 1 to 5, how Nicki Minaj is the smell?
I'd say it's like a 4. I think it's like a Lil Kim, but
okay.
On a scale of 1 to Minaj.
But like maybe that's the smell. Maybe that's the smell.
Yeah, maybe it's Norman. Is Norman seeing anything unusual, different in this room?
I am more in my element now because we're basically in a server room, you said, correct?
Yep.
Do I see any blinking lights on any of the servers?
At the moment, no. It is dead quiet in here. Just the lights of Delaney's camera, really.
Wonderful. I am going to grab the first hard drive I see, probably laying in a pile, no longer connected, and shoot. I mean, this probably has everything on it that can tell us about what went on here, but there's no power to any of these. And as I am like filtering through the papers and grabbing the hard drive, there's also a folder with a name on it, but it's been like blacked out. And then it just has a bunch of paperwork that's also just been like redacted. And it seems like some weird kind of employee file.
Like, I'm getting this. Redacted stuff sells. Oh my god.
What does Norman think?
We have the funding to have like I don't know how much like electronic like devices, like cool stuff do we have? I don't know how much. Do you have funding enough to have a laptop that we could like plug this into?
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
We're public access.
I know, but like
you might have like a Chromebook.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not asking for like insane graphics displays. I'm talking like, will it run?
I mean, Norman, you brought your gamer laptop with you, right?
Yeah.
I did not bring my Razer laptop into the field.
I got it from the car, and it's like laptop.
Oh. Well, I guess it's here. So, but this hard drive, I don't know if I don't have all my dongles. They're back in my cable box, back in my studio.
I've got all the cords you need. I'm tech. This is what I do.
Okay. Well, we can plug it in and see if it still works. But this file to me looks like an incident report, and all of the incident and the name is redacted, but there's something about like disgloving. I didn't do human anatomy. I don't know what that is.
Norman, when we opened your laptop, what is your wallpaper? What was that I was seeing?
Do you want me to tell you
Get a
what my
close-up,
wallpaper
get a close-up.
really is, or do you want to tell me what it is?
No, please, you tell me.
I'll tell you what my real wallpaper is. It's Rengoku from Demon Slayer. So
Yes, it is. Thank you, God.
there you go.
All right, y'all, give me your provoke rolls, please. Just 1d6 piece.
Does Ocean redact incident reports? That's weird.
I did not get that one.
No provoke.
I did. It was
You
me,
did?
Jesus. It was me.
Nice. Yeah, the director starts to speak. He kind of winds up as usual. Okay, let's do the blah, blah, blah. He like just rolling in. All right, let's move on to the next one. As he does, row by row, click, 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 the servers start to turn on. Lights are coming on, beeping, this sort of thing. Like this shouldn't be possible. There's no power hooked up to this entire facility. The lights aren't coming on. There's no AC running, anything like that. Nonetheless, they come on, and they all start to hum to life. And for just a second, you hear what must be Motown music, something from at least 50 years ago. Just a little snatch of music, and then it's gone again.
Was that your laptop, Norman?
No, it's just a power surge. It happens. Electronics can be influenced by all sorts of things. Magnetic fields, static electricity. I'm sure it was just a blip.
Very large
Blake,
amount. Thank you.
Blake, we need to go to commercial. Say something to the crowd, please.
And we're going to commercial. We'll be right back in I don't know, when the commercials are over.
All right. And then the feed cuts to the first commercial break. So that is the end of Act 1. Y'all provoked enough for something to happen, and here we are. We take this first commercial break to kind of talk about what we see kind of emerging, any trends, any thoughts, both what your character thinks is going on and kind of what you think might be going on in general in this place. So whose characters got strong feelings about what's happening here, or any threads starting to emerge to them or to you?
Yeah, I mean, this ghost fucking hates art. I don't know that Keegan believes that, but Blake 100% does.
How's Norman and his skepticism?
Yeah, Norman's still going to be laying it on thick, but of course, as more and more things happen deep down inside, I mean, everyone loves a good story, so he's, without telling anyone, just like building a narrative in his head, like, oh yeah, there was probably someone who worked here and they like to do art on the job, and they were a wonderful painter, and one day they had an accident, which they blamed on him being distracted from painting, but really he was sleeping with the foreman's wife, I bet. And the accident wasn't so much of an accident. But out loud, yeah, it's just an old decrepit factory, and power surges, there's gunk everywhere, kids come graffiti it, people live here when it's cold out. It's all explainable.
How about Blake?
Yeah, let's see. So we're trying to figure out what we think is happening.
Yeah, if there's any thought, if Blake has a theory, if you have a theory, just kind of talking out a little bit what has jumped out at you, if anything.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I think the thing jumping out is this ghost seemingly has knowledge about us. It knows our names. It clearly knows when we're in rooms. It's messing with us in a way that we've been sort of messing with each other. Which is to say, this ghost is messy and loves drama. A thing me and the ghost have in common. And that's
Maybe she
mostly where
should.
my head is right now.
Right on. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that sounds good. I feel like there's something going on with the art. This ghost seems to have some personal connection to the three of you, and ghost or ghosts, I suppose, if we're talking about a doomed love affair, presumably more than one. And that's what we know so far. So we will roll into Act 2. Structurally, Act 2 pretty much plays out the same. The only thing that's different is like we are just ramping up a bit. The weirdness, the features of the room, everything is more so. Y'all have clearly tapped into something, and whatever it is now aware of you in a very like present way. And it's going to be something that's kind of gnawing at the back of your mind as you go, that you just feel like you're being watched, observed, noticed something as you're moving through this. The next room that y'all will get dropped off in, let's go with a classic assembly line situation. So big, long conveyor belts for one end of a very long room to the other, with kind of a foreman's office or overseer's office above, looking down at it. No light in here as anywhere else, although high above there are some skylights that you can see a little bit of like the night sky and moonlight above. You all kind of get into position. The director keys you in. All right, Blake, bring us back in, please.
Yeah, and we're back from break. Now we're in this weird fucking room. Let's look around.
You know, Blake, I think the F words, you got to be
Fuck?
careful.
Are you talking about the word fuck, Norman?
You really are going to have to bleep those out, because I think once you get to 2, your ratings, the MPAA rating or whatever goes up, and we really can't afford to get canceled,
I'm gonna
which
get right
I'm
in on
sure
Norman.
you're
Hey,
very used to.
Listen, you fucking nerd. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want on my own TV show. You got it?
No wonder I'm the 6th person in this position, but whatever. I need the money.
Do you want to say that to my face, Norman?
I just did say it.
She's like nudges her. She's like, the director has I think he has a buzzer. I think it's fine. Just please don't get hit.
What is Delaney's? How you feel? What is the vibe for you with this going on?
The vibe. This is. Listen. If Blake is messy and lives for the drama, I live to capture it. It tells a story. It might not be the story that we set out to tell, but it's something. And so I'm catching every bit of it. I'm stage whispering to Norman, right? Like it makes for good TV, probably better TV than if we didn't. So I'm doing great. I'm just like catching everything. Just like trying to be everybody's friend, and like it's for TV, right? Like they love each other. It's fine.
Yeah,
we're all bros here. It's great. We get along. Awesome.
We're gonna fight professionally.
Yeah, we're fine. These are characters. They're in front of the screen, right? So like they have to play it up for the screen. I'm sure that they get along. Awesome. We're all gonna go out for drinks after this. It's great.
Blake, what are you seeing around this big, long, weird ass room?
Oh, yeah. I was like, who's Blake? That's me. Shit. Yeah, I think we mentioned there was a skylight, and I think the clouds sort of part, and we get like a perfect shot of moonlight coming in through the skylight, and like illuminating what's probably like the foreman's office or something. Just like light perfectly through the skylight, perfectly through a window, and like illuminating a file cabinet in there. And I think the spirits are trying to tell us there's something in this weird fucking office. Oh, I'm sorry, this weird freaking office. That okay with you, Norman?
Listen, I'm just out here trying to make sure we actually get paid.
Okay, cool. Do you want to go read the file in the office, Norman?
Sure, why not? Are you going to stand outside and watch, or are you coming with?
No, I'll come with you if you're so scared.
Yes, I'm the one who's scared.
This is great, guys. Keep going.
Going to read the moonlit files, I guess.
It's a beautiful shot. She's just like, wow, did we do this? This is beautiful.
You some of the things you come across in the files, and again, it has that vibe of the incident report kind of that you saw before. But this one is continuously referring to a subject, which seems like a weird thing to call people in a place like this. Nonetheless, that's how it reads. Subject did this, subject did that. Everything, of course, is completely redacted. It is a pretty hefty file, though. And similar to the one you saw before, it looks 40, 50 years old. Like it's been in there for a while.
Interesting.
Norman
It
will-
looks like their name was Subject.
That's a fun name.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
I mean, people just don't name people like they used to. Subject
You're
is
right.
such a good old name.
It's evocative, right?
You were saying something, director?
You picking up anything weirder than a Norman? Anything worth taking a look at?
Oh, I mean, what tools did we all bring? I brought my notebook and this ghost app that Blake told me to download. What do you two have in your pockets here with us?
Oh, well, I got this gun, and I got this gun.
I mean, yeah, so the files are weird themselves, tangible physical things. So obviously something weird happened here. Maybe after it was used as a a steel refinery, someone else took over the lease for a little bit and they were doing something weird with a subject, which is not a person's name, but referring to a person without saying their name.
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay. I'm sorry, but
I've been doing this longer than you.
True. Okay. All right. Yes. A person named Subject. Something happened. Anyways, that's all I see.
How about you, Delaney?
When they're talking about like what equipment did you bring? He's like, oh, and there's night vision goggles that like she got on eBay like 5 years ago. Like mostly for cosplay purposes, but like they like kind of work. It's weird. She's like, this is so fun. And she turns them on and is like looking around and I don't know if there's like a setting for this on the camera. It's public access television, so probably not. But so she's like looking around and looking back out through that window of the foreman's office, like we're in the room and we're looking back out. There's a handprint. In like, I don't know, in like the dust or whatever. And it's like, I don't know, it's like weirdly high up. Like I don't think like I'm not gonna stand on that table. I'm not gonna do it because that's rickety as shit. I'm sorry, shoot. But like maybe I don't think I could reach it. I don't know.
I bet
Norman,
if I jumped, I could reach that.
You think? Do it. You think we gotta debunk it? That's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, one way to
'cause
find
we're
out, buddy.
Scientists.
Scientists.
And I
like glasses.
cheese at the camera for a second, and then I run over and I jump, and I'm just gonna try to like smack above it. Just the ghost can't have more ups than me. The ghost absolutely has more ups than me, but just in post,
Significantly more ups.
in post, we can just move my handprint up. It'll be fine.
This is fairly unconventional. Could you do a survive roll for me, please?
Oh no!
Add or under, just so
I rolled a 5 against my 1.
against your one. Okay. No, the ghost definitely has more game than you.
Yeah,
You were like a full foot shorter. You hit the glass, like it hurts your hand. Like it's, no. You try it.
The lady's just like, ugh.
Yeah, so I
Why
jumped
are-
higher than that ghost.
Yeah, totally. You did it. Great.
Why are you trying to destroy evidence by slapping it?
I didn't slap the evidence. I slapped higher than the evidence to prove that, like, this could just be a man jumping.
We're scientists, Norman. We're trying to debunk things.
Yeah,
before
Norman,
we-
we're not doing this for entertainment purposes. We're doing this because we really believe in debunking the ghosts.
Mhm.
Like turns to come out herself. We're scientists. Wink. Like
Yeah, as Delaney says that, I'll just look at the camera, deadpan, spirit science.
Oh, that was good. Wait, that was good. Can you do it again? That was really dramatic and
Yeah, give me a 1, 2, 3 on that.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
No, I say one, and then you do the. We can't air that.
Yeah, man, you can't do that on TV.
Can't do that. We're public access.
Kids are gonna see this.
That's quite the point.
They play
And
us
now
in
I'll show
schools,
you
Norman.
All right. Okay. For vote rolls, Blake definitely gets 2. Actually,
yeah.
Blake and Norman both.
Yeah,
You're,
I rolled a 1. We're good over here.
okay.
Oh, that's a 3. We're safe.
Oh, I
On my
rolled
best
2
behavior.
1s.
Critical
All right.
ghost.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not a critical miss, but like maybe this time there is. Maybe there's a critical. Yeah, it's you kind of get into your bickering and flicking up the camera, and you can't do that, whatever. Until Norman, you see basically over Delaney's shoulder, one of the doorways leaving this big vast facility. The light, kind of the caged light overhead, briefly flicker on and then turn back off again.
Fuck.
Oblivious.
Did you get that, or were you staring at my face with the camera?
You were talking. I was what did I get what? What? Did something happen? Oh my god. Where?
Oh, it's just another power surge. It's fine.
No, where? That makes for great TV.
Well, it's over now.
Director, can you
Well,
power
maybe I can
surge
catch
again?
it again. Hey, can you surge real quick?
I'm sitting in an old ambulance, man. I don't have a power surge button.
All right, let's do this. I can totally be Blake right now. All right, aim your camera over there at that light. You ready?
Okay, all right.
Okay,
Go off, Betsy.
here we go. All right, we're gonna have to light up the light in post, but I'll do a reenactment just like Blake.
Oh, I love these.
My God, that light just flickered. There is definitely paranormal activity here. Was that good enough?
Great. That was
Are you trying to take my fucking job, Norman? Do you
I
really
would
think you
not-
can come onto my TV show and take my fucking job, Norman?
I mean, a monkey could take it, but whatever.
From the open doorway where the light flickered, you hear again just a little bit of music.
I fucking love this song. Let's go that way.
So
where the talent goes.
yeah. No, so you work your way down the hallway past a few unremarkable rooms, cafeteria, a couple other more like I don't know personnel spaces. You come to what must be some kind of waste incinerator room. So it is a kind of a big semicircular room, multiple furnaces, places to kind of load in whatever is being incinerated, waste presumably. Obviously, like the rest of the facility right now, it's very dead in here, very quiet in here. You do see some telltale signs of graffiti of people who squatted here, that kind of thing. But it is, for the moment, dim, dark, and quiet.
So we think the sound was coming out of this room?
It seemed the most significant room on the way.
It was. I mean, it was coming from this direction. Is there anything like in here that would like make noise? Is there a radio?
No radio, anything like that. It is, like I say, a semicircle. There's 3 furnaces in it. You kind of came in one end. There's an exit out towards the other. There are little like heaps of garbage, but it's hard to tell if those have been there since the place was operational or if people left garbage behind as they stayed here. It's fairly bare. But you do get a whiff, just the faintest whiff of like coal, of like smoke.
Well, there's that incinerator there. Did it sound like it? You said there was an incinerator, right?
It's 3.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that middle one, it sounded like it was coming from there, which is maybe someone left like an iPod or something in there, and it was playing music.
I mean, he hated art, so I doubt he had an iPod. Because, most people consider music a type of art. But I mean, yeah,
he?
maybe that he... Everyone knows all ghosts are he, Norman. This is so stupid.
We have to personify them to make them more relatable. Norman, where are you going? Norman, get back here.
Does Delaney pick up anything interesting in the room? The incinerators.
Just put the
Ooh.
camera on Blake. You don't need to watch me all the time.
Are you planning? That's it.
I
I thought we
think
weren't doing that this time. I thought we weren't doing that this time.
I'm not doing it, but maybe they hired him to do it. We could probably expose him.
He's a double agent. Okay,
No,
so
I
she's
can
gonna get
hear
like,
you right.
it's for the camera. Just she's like getting like dramatic shots of like the incinerators, like dramatic pan, and like inside the incinerators and blah blah blah. And there's what looks like and like trash and waste and steel and I don't know, metal scraps and all that, stuff, normal incinerator stuff. And then there's also like, oh my god, Norman, does that look like a bone to you? Norman.
Yeah, yep. Nope,
Is that-
that's
No,
looks
right
like-
there. Yeah.
that looks like a femur.
Would you say that's like person sized?
I don't know. I already told you I didn't take human anatomy. Could be a big dog.
Does a big dog wear a string of pearls? Norman? Hey, Norman.
If yes, that is my name. If it stole them, maybe.
Do you think this
So you've
could
got a-
maybe be the bones of Subject?
I don't. Do you think Subject was a dog? A very fancy dog.
Oh my god, Subject? It didn't say Subject wasn't a dog with a pearl necklace.
It didn't say that. There's like scattered like is it bones? Is it the remains of charred clothes? We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is more concerning if they were incinerating animals than it is if they were humans. So
Agreed. Actually, yeah.
mhm.
No, I'm gonna have to side with Norman on this one. Actually, that's tragic.
Yeah, I mean, we'd hate to see a dog die. But it would explain why he's a ghost. Like, if I got incinerated in a trash facility, I would become a ghost.
It's true. I would also. But like if it's a person, maybe they had it coming. I don't know. A dog, unspeakable.
You're not wrong.
I am frequently correct.
Blake, are you picking up on anything in here?
Yeah, I think as I come over to look at the bones, I like press my hand against one of the incinerators, and it is still like burning hot. It's the hand I high-fived a wall with earlier, so it's already a little bruised. So I touched it.
Maybe it
Like,
stings a little.
shit! I mean, shoot! I think this incinerator was just on. It's like really hot. Do you have the thermal vision?
Yeah. Let me. And it's like it is toy business. Like this is. I picked this up at like big box store XYZ. And like a Black Friday sale.
Radio Shack going out of business sale.
This was Blockbuster stuff. Like we're talking like ancient. Yeah, she's like, yeah, and she like hands it over. She's like, I got you do it, and then I can look at the at it.
Okay, yeah, and just one-handed. I'm gonna aim at the.
Yeah,
My
and I'm
other hand
like
hurts so
behind him,
bad.
like trying to get a shot of the.
Yeah, I think the thermal camera probably doesn't properly display that this incinerator is really hot. But y'all have to believe me. This thing was hot a second ago.
It's like definitely a different color than the rest of the screen.
I mean, explain
not
that
super hot.
science, man.
Science man.
I mean, just let me see your hand.
Yeah, they look like this. What do you need to
Boobs on
see
my
'em?
hand.
I mean, they both look
Hands.
like your traditional hands. I don't see a burn or anything.
Whatever. Let's just go on to the next
Touch it. You touch it.
Yeah, why don't you come touch it, Norman?
If you can do his job.
I don't want his job, but I will touch this if it
If
makes you both
if
happy.
you're so sure it's cold, Norman.
Yeah, I'll go reach over and touch my hand on it.
Like looking to Blake for like, am I doing this right?
You get a whiff of
Right.
perfume when you do.
Yeah, it's cold, but it doesn't smell as bad as it should, which is weird.
I mean, yeah,
Does it
that's
smell
what I said. It wasn't hot. It smelled like perfume.
Yeah.
Does it smell like Nikki?
Yeah, on a 1 to 5, where 5's Nikki. What does it smell like to you?
I mean,
And one is not Nikki.
This perfume I wear is discontinued, and I don't think many other people have it. So it would be really weird if the ghost had the same perfume. And if it did,
so you do
I would-
believe it's a ghost now, don't you?
well, you cut me off.
Dramatic
Yeah, you cut me off before saying you obviously set me up, and your whole show is based around bringing in skeptics episode after episode, editing to make them look like a fool, and that's why you keep running through so many.
Okay, sure, Norman. Since we just know everything, why don't we talk about the fact that you've been planting evidence as we go? Are you ready to talk about that, Norman?
Oh, I don't care enough to plant evidence. That must be your job.
It's great.
Ooh.
When is the ghost gonna like punch you in the face or something? Isn't that usually what happens?
I think the ghosts are scared of me. If they're gonna punch anyone in the face, it's gonna be you.
Yeah. How tall are you again?
I'm a really tall 5'4".
Wow, you're not even gonna round up to 5'9". I'm very proud of you for that.
That's not with the heels.
Yeah, I don't need to lie about my height. Like, you might be telling people you're bigger than you are, but that's not a thing I do because I believe in honesty, integrity, and I have values.
Yeah, guys that are over 6 feet tall don't have to lie about their height.
Okay, sure.
So what do they lie about? Ghosts?
Anyways, the director is probably enjoying this conversation that we're having, that they can hear, and
yeah,
we're
director,
totally
how tall is?
Director, can we get a confirmation? How tall is Blake Giovanni?
And we'll just get that in post.
How
That's
tall-
fine.
You're live.
Contractually, he's a respectable height. I've been told to use that word specifically. Respectable. All right, y'all. Give me your provokes. Everyone do 2d6 because you're all very extra and it's very good.
Yeah, I did. That was another one.
Yep, I rolled a 1 and a 5.
I got a 1 and a 6, so
Successes
Alright.
all around.
Yeah. No, as things are getting heated, as the debate starts to rage about what constitutes a respectable height, there is just I'm going to say, Delaney, you pick up on your headset just the tiniest little click and sort of crane of what sounds like a door, sort of in the shadows behind that middle incinerator that everyone was kind of gathered around. Sure enough, when you look that way, you see a little sliver of, not exactly light, but it is just pitch black there. You see a little sliver of something coming through starlight, whatever it is. Something has essentially opened.
it's like dramatic twirl around, just zoom slowly. Guys, look at this. This is my opus. This is
Okay,
beautiful.
Kubrick.
Thank you. No, but we should definitely go in there.
More like J.J. Abrams with the amount of lens flare you lose.
Anyway, we're gonna just go ahead and go in there, Norman. But if you want to stay here, that's fine with us.
Brutal.
You're going into the incinerator, or am I hearing you incorrectly?
No, we're gonna go into the incinerator.
Yeah, I'll stay outside. I'll stay at the mouth of this thing and make sure you don't fall in.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not afraid of an incinerator, and I'm gonna climb in.
Well, in Resident Evil 2, Ada Wong gets stuck in an
No,
incinerator.
stop.
We can't
don't
say
have the
any of
right
these
to
names.
Resident Evil.
You can't say any of those names.
Delaney is just like saying the word beat. Like a solid second behind everything she's trying to, but she's trying. You're gonna get a shutdown.
Listen, I applied for Capcom partnership. They denied me,
Stop it,
so
You can't
Beat.
say that name. So anyway, I'm climbing in the incinerator now.
Mhm.
You're climbing to be so you're climbing into the incinerator. I'm just making sure. Okay.
Yeah, no, you heard me.
That was it. I thought the door was
I'm
behind
gonna be the
It's
only...
behind the incinerator, like on the wall.
Okay. Well,
not it.
Not
My
Blake climbing the
defense,
incinerator.
I'm climbing into the incinerator.
Yeah, no, chase your star, man. Do your thing. I'm just making sure like our terms are clear.
Okay,
Okay, I gotta get this shot. So in or out, Norman?
Yeah, no, I'm I'm gonna get in and then close the door and then I'll bang
Oh,
on
you're
it.
in.
So we have some like
Oh,
post
boy.
shots of like, you know, the guy dying in the incinerator. Because I think that's probably how this ghost died.
Cannot stress enough that this is live.
I refuse
So-
to acknowledge that this is live.
So you're in the incinerator. Yeah, it's like you know, those like dog igloo kind of things. Like
Mhm.
it's about that level size. You can kind of ball up in there. And the it's not it's basically like a grate cover basically that they put over it versus like solid. But yeah, you could squeeze in there. I mean, it's ashes, it's scraps of metal, it's little industrial pieces, it's a femur and a string of pearls.
Yeah, is it the middle one?
Oh
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
yeah,
I'm
I
crawling in on
assume,
top
yeah.
of the bones and pearls. And
It is, the perfume is overwhelming in here.
yeah. So we're just gonna get some shots of me yelling now. So like, I'm on fire! I think I'm dying! Save my pearl necklace!
That's
Cool.
good.
I
That's
think we're
good.
No, my femur!
Excellent. No,
God.
that's it. Cut. Excellent.
Oh, I knew I should have went
We
back
got
to
it.
college.
You do, Blake, start to feel it. I don't know. It's getting a little warm under you.
Yeah, I think we got the shots. I'm gonna get out of here now.
Okay. Just out of the way.
Anyway, we saw that door behind the incinerator, right? We should probably go there.
Okay. Yeah. So it is a hidden door essentially in that wall. You're able to push it open easily enough after it unlocked itself to look down a hallway of, well, it's a hallway of cells, like cells that people are kept in. You see Silence of the Lambs, y'all know Hannibal Lecter in that row of cells all kind of down the left-hand side of the wall. It's like that. A little more low-tech. We're talking iron bars, cots in there. No one's been here in a very long time, but you still get that faint whiff of like human waste, of sweat, of just general, this was not a good place to be. There are 5 cells kind of lining down the left-hand side. The first 4 are empty. There's a mattress in one of them, the remains of a toilet in another one, very bare. The last one is absolutely covered in art, drawn all over the walls of the cell. The mattress itself has been drawn on. It's kind of loosely paper, just taped up, tacked up, whatever it is, with portraits. It's mostly people from behind, profile silhouettes. You can't generally make out what their features are, but someone lived here and someone spent a lot of time in here making art in this cell. And the director says, oh, you're fucking walking in there. Get in there. Check it out.
Yeah, that's fine. I was planning to go in here anyway. You don't have to tell me, director.
I don't know, Blake, you're looking a little scared, that's all.
No, I'm not scared of some art, okay? I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. I've done this before. I'm gonna fight everyone on the street.
I'm gonna turn to Norman. My art theory wasn't looking so silly now, huh?
No,
Busters.
I think this ghost fucking hates art. It's wild this is still here. Look at this. And as I'm going through the pieces, I think I come across one that is like very clearly like a realistic drawing of the 3 of us. Like, look
Yeah.
at this piece.
I'm looking. We're all looking.
Norman, I didn't know you were such a good artist.
That's crazy.
Why do you think this person hates art? What if they loved art?
No, I don't think if they loved art, they would have knocked it over earlier. So I'm just going to say your theory's probably bad.
So who did the art? So who did they hate their own art?
Oh, maybe like a
Internal
tortured creative. Yeah, no, I like this
Yes.
angle.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's great. Just like getting like B-roll. He was never
I
good
gotta-
enough.
I gotta be honest, I was thinking about city names and I kind of just tuned you guys out for a minute. So what do we have to do next for this episode?
So we're going in here.
I think
We're looking at the art. So like maybe if you could just pay
Mhm.
attention to what's happening, it'd be like a little easier for you. Especially since you want like take my job so bad.
I am not here to study art. Let me know if you see anything that's worth noting down.
Well, what do you think these cells were used for? I don't. What kind of experiments do you think they were doing, Mr. Scientist?
Oh, do you want rational or do you want to go off the wall for the camera?
No, we're
I want your
scientists
honest
on this
opinion.
channel.
Well, my honest opinion is they were probably testing monkeys and rabbits for all of that makeup you all love to wear. So
I don't think this cell would have held a rabbit like sticking my hand through the cell, like through the bars. Like that's a pretty big rabbit, Norman. What
It
kind of
does feel
rabbits do you see?
like a normal rabbit
Well,
could get through those bars.
I didn't. They usually test on beagles. So there you go. You made me have to ruin your night.
I mean,
It's
a beagle's not big enough to have a femur that size. Like,
And it would have to be a pretty fat beagle
it would have to be a really
be
big
trapped
beagle.
by these bars. It would have to be like a really big beagle, I think.
Blake, what is something interesting or unusual that you find in here aside from everything?
Well, I did discover the painting of the three of us.
Yeah, I think that counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I
Fair.
just beat you there. That's all I want.
You did. No, you did. You're very organic. That's good. How about you, Delaney?
Okay, Zelani's like getting, B-roll of this and like a dramatic walking out of the cell backwards and catches on the outside of this cell with all the art of it in it. Like on the wall between the cells, there's like writing on the wall. And like if it was pen, it probably wouldn't show up, right? That is blood. That's blood. That is blood in there. And it's like there's like little love hearts, and then there's just like little tallies, like somebody was waiting on the outside as well. Like this is what is it? What do you think it says? What do you think this means? It's like somebody.
Can neither of you read?
It's not words. It's like little love hearts and tallies and like little doodles.
Oh,
It's not words.
Maybe it's conjugal visits.
In blood?
I mean, we don't know what they were into. Maybe he's onto something.
Like evocative. I like it. Just overusing the word evocative.
What would someone? I mean, days they've been held captive is probably the obvious answer. So
on the out. This is the out. We're on the outside of the cell. Norman?
Yeah.
Norman? Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
It's the outside.
Well, then I literally have no idea why someone would do that. But I think we're all leading to something even more frightening than ghosts, which is
Two ghosts.
humans doing messed up stuff to other humans, most likely.
Ghost humans.
Sure, for the sake of the show, there were a group of ghosts experimenting on live humans, very obviously. The ghosts were old steel workers, and they trapped humans that came here to paint art, and they experimented on them to learn a way to come back to life or something.
Yeah,
Wow,
he's
this
good.
is a really cool theory. Norman, maybe you're onto something for the first time.
He's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, where did we find him?
I don't know. I think Ken found him.
Twitch.tv/Kohlrabi, of course. And
You can't say Twitch. Beep beep.
I play a lot of Japanese horror games. What can I say?
All right, give me provoke rolls, everyone. Just 26 is good.
I failed.
No provoke.
Not provoking.
A triple no provoke. What's happened to us?
We've
Oh,
lost
wow.
our sparkle.
They're just not feeling it. Just not feeling it. Yeah. Nonetheless, you kind of rifle through everything that's in the cell. You did indeed find a painting of the three of you, and it does kind of draw into clarity all the other art that you're seeing on the walls. Mostly they're individuals, and again, it's the back, it's profile, it's silhouette, it's whatever. But each of those individuals seems to be one of you or pairs of you or whatever it is different sort of combinations, observations of you, just always from behind, always aloof, always kind of just spectating on you. Nonetheless, it feels well and truly, for lack of a better word, dead in here. But there is another doorway basically at the end of that hall, the other end of the hall. You came in from the incinerator room past the cells, and there's another door there that leads into what can only be called an examination room. There's a big steel table, like big, arm straps. I mean, it looks like somewhere someone would get a lethal injection, but there's too much. There's x-rays on the walls. Like it was not where someone was killed. It was where someone was probed, tested, observed, experimented upon. And you still see on one of the steel tables, because this is so far into the facility, no windows, no one touched, like it's polished steel. There's still rows of instruments all laid out, ready to go. X-rays on the walls. Of course, the lights behind them no longer on. And this big dominant exam table with straps at the ankles and wrists right in the middle. The director is notably like silent at this.
Hey, you all, I have a theory about what's going on here. I don't think they were working steel here.
Yeah, when did you figure that one out?
When we came into this room, I know what's going on. I'm astute.
I'm surprised you know that word.
It was my word of the day yesterday.
Yeah, do you have one of those? Never mind.
My word of the day today is imbecile. Do you want me to use that for you?
No, I'm looking at a manifestation of it. Anyways,
You're
do you want to lead?
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want to lead this show on to our next scene?
Yeah, take a look around. What are y'all seeing in here? There's cabinets, shelves, all kinds of places to poking around.
Yeah, I think I go to one of the walls and I pull one of like the big X-rays are still like on the screen that won't light up, but I pull one off and I sort of like hold it up to the light of the camera, and it's an X-ray of like one side of the body, but there's two arms sticking out of it.
Ooh. Weird, freaky X-ray.
Yeah, so I don't think most people have a second arm there. This is weird. Are you getting this for the camera?
I'm getting. Can you like hold it up like in the
Just-
no. Can you get a flashlight? Can we get behind it? Can we get like
Yeah,
like a
of
dramatic?
course.
Yeah.
Very glad it's 2022. Everyone has a flashlight.
God, you're so good at this. Just like flashlight behind the X-ray thing, and it like is super hard to see. It's not a good shot.
Is it evocative?
It's so evocative.
There goes that lens flare.
Just covering
I was
bases
literally
there.
gonna say, I was like lens flare, like pan over it, and it's it means nothing. It looks like nothing, but it's beautiful. Truly, thank you for that.
And sure enough, to the light of your flashlight, that's two arms coming out of one side right there, which is Blake. You have to hand it to Blake on this one, not the usual arrangement.
Yeah, most bodies aren't like that.
I don't even think if I like tries to like stick it, like I don't even think I could sit like on an X-ray table like that. I think that would hurt.
How about you, Delaney or Norman? Anything you're seeing when you're poking around this room?
Oh, sure. I feel like I should contribute something other than my notes. Yeah, as they're focusing kind of on the X-rays, I'm more interested in looking at the tools used in this room. So I find it looks really well kept, like not as old as a lot of stuff. One of those leather-bound rolling tool things, and I unroll it, and it's just like all sorts of different tools to like dismember and open different bodies and stuff.
Dramatic shot of it unfurling. It's good.
It's very wholesome, yeah. How about you, Delaney?
Let's see. So Delaney's like peering around, like opening cabinets she shouldn't be. Just like anything to like find something weird, find a fun shot, even just get a shot of like dramatic opening of a cabinet. I don't know. And she opens this like big, like one of those like locker size little cabinets, and it's just rows and rows and rows of little like liquid preserve jars. And it's like, it's like small rodents. So like, cool, that's fine. And then like, I don't know, like a eyeball, I don't know. And there's just like front and center is this like massive, like torso sized jar of just like a claw. I'm like, I don't, she like shrieks, first of all, naturally. Bet she's like, I don't think that's a beagle.
Norman, have you seen a beagle with a claw like that before?
I mean, no, not in real life, but there's a first for everything. But I think we're beyond the beagles with the X-rays and this toolkit over here.
Yeah, I think they were testing on some like weird, fucked up individuals.
Or were they making them?
Maybe they were making them.
They were making weird rabbits.
Rabbits they could contain.
Refusing to believe that this is like people on people violence. I don't know why that makes it better.
I thought we agreed people on people violence was better than people on dog violence. But like, are rabbits? Is it like rabbits are worse? We can figure out the tiering for it later. Maybe we'll get like a cool graphic we can put on it when it plays.
Maybe it was rabbit on people violence. We don't know. That's gotta be better, right? She's like camera's shaking. She has a stabilizer that she like checked out from the school, right? But it's still like she's like, I think it's like incoherent.
That would be very metal and honestly pretty cool. So
that's why they did it. This still works because it's metal.
Spirit Science has come out pro rabbit on human violence. Give me your provoke rolls, everyone.
Success.
No provoke for me.
I'm not coherent enough to provoke anything. Evoke, maybe. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've seen the specimen jars. You've looked at the X-rays. Everything is kind of like, all right, this is whatever. But it is, among other things, it is a dead-end room. So with that, prepare to turn and leave, except that song comes back. And you hear a melodic masculine voice. I'm not going to try to sing, but it says, roses are red, violets are blue. She waited for years to meet the three of you. And then the X-rays catch on fire.
What?
Yo, our budget this year is crazy.
They like stepped up.
Yeah. Get that on camera. We need to go to commercial break.
Right.
Blake, sign us out. Give us the sign off, Blake. Give us the. We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Blake.
Shit's catching on fire. It's getting real in here. We'll be back after a commercial break. Ka-chow.
We can't say good.
Is that a trademarked thing? Ka-chow?
Oh my
You
god.
are not Lightning McQueen again.
Disney has a stranglehold on everything too.
Yeah. I'm just
So
honestly.
we can't say and it cuts out.
They're gonna jump through this window. Yeah. They're come after me. Okay, so we are into the second commercial break, where we go from here, and this is kind of like in character, we're regrouping on the comms, whatever, as we have figured out that this is a room where we can finally, at long last, make contact with whatever this thing is, and by God, that's what we're going to do. If any of you wants to leave, the director yells at you about contracts, and you never work in this town again, et cetera, et cetera. This coming act, this third act, is figuring out a way to summon the ghosts, whatever this is, in this room, whether that's ritual, whether that's challenging it to a fight. I leave that up to you. We could talk about it here, how you want to go about doing that, and then we'll go into Act 3 in this room. Or I mean, if you want to pick another one, but typically, yeah, let's stick with this one. But yeah, let's talk about summoning. How do we want to pull this thing out? What do we want to do here to, let's say, provoke the ghost?
Well, we know this ghost hates art. So I'd like to. I think when we come back from commercial break, we'll see we've like gathered a bunch of the paintings from the previous room.
Sure.
We'll, like sort of spread them around this like laboratory room. See if we can't get the ghost to react.
All right.
I think it says it the ghost wink said that it was waiting to meet us. Maybe we set it up like one of those dating shows.
Go on. Expound.
I would watch the show is the bad part.
Thank you. We're trying to get viewage, right? No, I think she said that she was ready to meet us. Why don't we introduce ourselves? Why don't we like she's seen us, right? She's drawn all these beautiful pictures. They're beautiful pictures. It's okay. You're good at art. I think we should meet, like, just, you know, meet her and evoke the romance that is clearly happening here. I mean, you saw the notes, the art, it was the pearls. That's romance. Come on.
I mean, my idea was a little more catastrophic, so yours is probably the one we should go with.
No, go off.
I mean,
Can't just say
I
that.
was just going to say maybe we, you know, do a blood pact and paint our own painting with our joint blood, but that might be a little too far for public access.
I think that's too much for public access. But you know what's perfect for it? A dating show.
True. Very true.
Delaney looks really excited at the idea of blood pact, and then like, oh, no blood pact. Okay.
I just gotta hit the P corner real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Yeah. Before we come back from the actual in-game commercial break, we're gonna go on a real-life commercial break. It is 9:42 right now. We'll be back in like 5-10 minutes. We'll be back when we're back. You can wait for us. So,
Time on Spirit Science.
yeah. We will catch you all here in a few minutes. I know how to go to the "we'll be right back" screen. There we go. And we are back. We're live. We're playing. I should really know the name. We're playing Killer Ratings with Ken. I start talking and I just lose entirely.
Not
what
a
I was
channel
thinking.
Blake.
Yeah. Yeah. We've just made it through the first two acts of this. The first two stages of this. We're through acts 1 and 2, and we're moving into act 3.
Yeah, and it sounds like the gang has decided that the way that they're going to summon a ghost, and this truly, and all the times I've play tested this is a truly unique approach. We're going to set up a dating show for the ghost to try to bring it forward. So run me through, like, did you rearrange the room? Like, what did you do to make this like a dating show? Like, y'all talked about scattering the art around. I don't know if you did that, but walk me through it.
I do have another question for you two as well, because you came up with this idea.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the contestants?
Oh, I'm manning the camera.
Yeah, the camera. I'm trying to date one of the ghosts. I think that's
Okay.
the direction we're
I think
going here.
I think in order for it to be a true dating show, both of you need to be contestants.
I mean,
I
I'll
think-
win. It doesn't seem like a fair contest, but sure.
We have to give the illusion of choice. Otherwise, like it makes it fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. No, I can see that. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So you're the host and also one of the dates. That is okay.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever you think will work, I will be glad to lose
I want to
this
be the
game.
sole date and date a ghost. Do you really want to date this ghost, Norman?
I don't want to date a ghost. No, I don't think it would work out.
Ghost.
I mean, I've dated people who were basically ghosts, but not literally.
Dramatic zoom.
Anyways, how are we setting this up?
Yeah. So I think we're going to sort of spread the artwork around. We're gonna do what we can to make this weird operating room romantic.
Yes.
So on the operating table, we've put some like tea light candles.
I've taken one of our flashlights, one of our handheld flashlights, and found a jar that was in that cabinet of gross things, and found one where the liquid was red or pink, and I shining the flashlight through it and bathing the whole thing in this romantic red glow.
Got like a lava lamp kind of texture moving to it. Yeah,
It's cool. It brings visual interest, really.
Yeah, and then we've pulled the two. We found two desk chairs, and we've rolled them up next to the horrifying operating table in this room.
I've draped the horrifying operating table in a sheet.
Yeah, and then we put
fabric.
the little,
Fabric is romantic.
EMP reader just in the center of that table, because that's how the ghost is going to talk to us.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, you guys! You know what we have to do? We have to get the pearls from the room, bring them in, summon the spirit. Dating
Let's
show.
get the pearls and let's get the femur,
pearls.
and we can just put the femur under the sheet,
And then it'll
so no one's going to see it, but it'll be.
But
there.
we'll know.
It'll summon the ghost.
It's
better.
energy.
Yeah.
It's energy.
Did
Thank
you bring
But it
the
won't,
latex gloves?
There's nothing that could be on a bone that's gonna hurt me. I've been doing this for a while.
It's a biohazard.
You know what's a biohazard? Those games you're always playing.
Well, I mean, they're literally called biohazard in Japan, but they're not allowed to
That
be
would
called
be
biohazard in the United States because there's a band named Biohazard.
You couldn't say any of that.
That's fine. Maybe my secret plan is to say things I'm not supposed to say, Mickey Mouse, so that you can't actually use any of the things that I'm saying, Donald Duck.
Fuck, man, you can't keep doing that.
Okay. The director's typing the reviews. All right, Blake, bring us into what I don't bring the audience. I can't explain this. Go ahead. Let's start rolling.
And we're back from commercial break, and we've switched formats for this episode, so we're going to play a game of Date That Go!
And how does this work exactly?
Yeah, so I'm contestant number 1, and Norman, the loser, is contestant number 2. And we're going to see which of these the ghost wants to fuck.
I didn't know. Well, no. We didn't say we were going to do that on the first date. We set a date. I'm not agreeing.
What do you think happens on this, Norman?
I don't know about you, but I usually like to wait till the third date, which is the socially acceptable
hey,
date.
Ghost, are you here? If you are, just hit the EMP reader.
Oh my God. You would not believe, but it just picked something up as you said that.
I mean, I would believe because I know ghosts are real. I'm just here to prove it.
Okay, well, since it's so important to you, I'm going to ask, are you male or female? Please hold.
This isn't good TV, Norman.
This is an actual device. What do you expect?
We're live.
Yeah, we're live. I think the ghost said it's female. It's a sexy woman ghost.
It did say I'm a woman.
What did I tell you? I don't need your ghost reading app.
He's reading the vibes.
Got it. We needed to use some tool to be credible.
That's why the EMP reader is on the table. Keep up, Norman.
Yeah, I just
You're never gonna date the ghost at this rate.
this. Never mind. Go ahead.
I'm gonna end up dating the ghost.
Ghost, I believe in unions. Do you?
You cancel a union without you and I. Wait, that
roll a
works.
provoke for me, Blake. Yeah, no, that did work. That was good. The director chimes in. That was pretty good, Delaney.
Yeah, that's successful. I rolled a 2 versus my 4.
Okay.
Delaney, why don't you I know how to operate a camera as well. Do you want to come into the dating seat
afraid-
with those quips?
Are you afraid, Norman, that the ghost isn't gonna want to date you?
I'm
sorry,
very
do you
afraid.
have a film degree? I'm sorry, Norman. Do you have a film?
Do you have a film degree, Norman?
Are you a doc? Is your doctorate in film?
Yeah,
Do
Dr.
you have
Norman,
a film degree?
Do you have a
I am-
doctorate?
I am working on it.
Yeah. I don't know if you can get a degree from what's that website YouTubers are always promoting? Anyways.
Beep.
Phoenix University? I don't know.
We can't
Oh,
say
no.
that on stream. Stop.
Not even Phoenix University.
We
the
didn't
one
buy
where
the rights for it. Stop talking.
Yeah, anyways.
You
Just
do.
a question.
You hear a little crackle on your playback on your ad-sponsored app, and it is a faint feminine voice that says, "He said he loved me even as he cut into me," and then it crackles and stops.
Interesting. Yeah. So, I don't know if that has to do with dating us, but like, I don't know. I guess if I were cutting into you, would you still love me?
Is this like that? Would you love me if I was a worm?
Oh, maybe.
Still similar.
Yeah.
He's a
Would
10,
you
but
would you
he-
love me if I was like slicing you out? I don't. Is that like slang? I don't.
Give me a provoke
Maybe
roll,
it's old
Delaney.
slang. Maybe it's old slang. I don't know. I'm
He's a 10.
19.
But he experiments on me.
That's a 2. That's provoked.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take my notes over here.
Another very faint. This time it's in all of your earpieces, not just on the app, saying, "But he knew I only had eyes for someone else." And
Ghost,
then crackles, fades
Are
out
you
again.
trying to come on to me? Are you trying to say you have only eyes for me? Because like that makes sense. I've seen me.
This is like a Piotr situation, that Russian oligarch whose wife loved someone else, and so he never mind. It's not
Norman,
important.
we don't have rights to say Piotr on stream.
What do you have the rights for?
Date that.
Go!
Oh God. All right. Well, I guess if I'm one of these contestants, it's my turn to ask a question. How can I, as the best person to date in this situation, help you find peace?
Ooh.
Roll me your provoke.
No provoke.
Damn, Norman, what a pussy question.
Just some soft static in your earpieces, but nothing that that you can make out.
Interesting. Guess it's my turn to ask another question. Did you make this art of me because you're obsessed with me?
Yeah, give me that roll.
It's a 1. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Art.
The previously dormant X-ray lights, singed from the burned up X-rays, start to snap on one by one, and they do that like flicker and slowly come on, kind of thing. Snap, 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 snap. And you do all pick up something in your earpiece that says it's no longer the feminine voice. It is a masculine voice, the one that gave you the roses are red previously. That says, we cut into her because she was different, because she saw things no one could see, and she saw something that she loved more than she would ever love me. She saw you.
Yeah, so I think I've won this show. I would say that if she saw me and she fell in love with me, I've sort of already won. I don't even know why Norman's still competing.
Oh, I'm so sad that I lost. I forfeit to the greater specimen, Blake. You can have Blake Ghost.
Give me a provoke, Norman.
I'm so dead. No one's
I
ever
did provoke.
No one's ever been more dead than me in this moment.
The static flickers again. You start to hear what sounds like the feminine voice, but then it is cut off, and you hear what sounds like the thump of a heavy leather roll, the untying of leather tongs, unrolling it, the kind of like sheen of metal instruments, and in the corner of the room, where a couple of the tables kind of intersected where the specimen jars were, where that original leather roll was, which is still, I don't know what you did with it, Norman, but it hasn't moved from since you start to see almost like old film flickering into space. What looks like a very, at first blush, very clean cut doctor. He's got the white lab coat. He's tall, rail thin, pale skin, like very highly brill creamed hair, very tight kind of on his head. And he is rolling out tools that are not there and kind of meticulously doing his little counting them down, what clearly looks like some kind of pre-surgery ritual, some kind of, just getting in the zone, basically. And you hear him say, talking to you, to no one in particular, I couldn't have her, so no one could have her. And I thought that was that. And after all this time, you're here.
Delaney, you're getting this, right?
Shoot.
Yeah. What's the vibe here, Norman? What's the reaction?
You guys didn't tell me you hired an extra, and this really isn't funny. So if you we need to talk about these decisions before they happen so I can react accordingly for the show. So who is this?
I don't know who this is, but this isn't the ghost I was supposed to win for this dating show. So like, if you could just like leave, Ghost Man, I'm like waiting for a sexy lady ghost.
The doctor pulls out what looks like an outlandishly oversized cutting blade with like kind of one of those like finger holes to hold it, or bone saw, I guess is what it is. And he says, I just always wanted to know what made the three of you so special, so I suppose I should just cut you open and find out. And you hear in static, the director starts to speak, and then the static kind of overlaps his voice, and you hear the feminine voice say, you should run.
I mean, I'm great at running, so I'm gonna sprint.
Yeah, no matter what this is, that dude's weird, and I'm not paid enough to stick around and get cut up by some weirdo in a old factory, so I'm out.
Yeah, Delaney, run behind me. That's my best angle.
Yeah, they start running, and Delaney's like, is that a metaphor? Oh, we're running. Okay.
All right, y'all.
Shots behind her, shots of them running, shots behind the ghost.
Good. Well, good found footage always has like the jiggle cam third act, right? Just like, yeah, that's here we go. So we are
I mean,
Yeah.
beep, 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 beep.
The beep beep beep, yeah. So yeah, we are in the finale now. You have summoned the ghost, you have provoked it into action, and it is now going to chase you. So we are going to retrace the steps. All the rooms you just built together, we are running back through them to get out of this place before the ghost kills you. When we get to every room, y'all are going to make your provoke rolls. This is where it's less great to have high provoke and better to have high survive. But we'll get there. We'll kind of get into it. There's things you could do to deflect the hit, to throw the attack onto someone else in the group, or to negate it. And even if you end up dying, you're still not totally out of it. So let's get into it. You all take off at a healthy sprint. It sounds like everyone.
Yeah, we're
Norman
going.
is, yeah, nice skeptical sprint. All right, so the first room, as you bolt out of this examination room, of course, is the row of cells, 5 cells leading towards the waste incinerator room. Every single picture hanging on the walls in that near cell is now burning, just like slowly pulling up. The mattress is caught on fire. You see kind of the lick of flame light coming from the other cells. Those mattresses are catching on fire. Shit's getting real, I guess, as they say. Give me provoke rolls, everyone.
As I'm running, I yell, "Oh my god, this reminds me of Layers of Fear."
Yeah. Sorry, I should say roll a d6 and add your provoke and tell me what you got.
Oh, it's the D6 plus provoke.
Yes.
Oh no.
I rolled really bad, so you might have a chance.
What do we got?
I rolled a total of 7.
Okay, so I rolled a total of 9.
Oof.
That's a 5, besties.
All right.
Just doing my best.
So Blake, this Dr. Feelgood is going to 0 on you. You have some options here. And everyone will, every time the ghost comes after you. You can take the hit, which knocks off 1 survive, which, if I recall, would kill you.
Yeah, I
would put
be
you at 0. So your other options is you can spend a provoke to throw the attack onto someone else, or one time only through this whole thing, you could just negate it entirely. You have to tell us how you did that. But that's kind of your ultimate trump card, basically. One last So what are you gonna do?
No, I'm absolutely throwing this at Norman.
Tell us how you do it. What do you do?
I think as we're running, I'm like, Norman, you lost, and I try to put my foot out to just like trip him, so he ends up a little bit behind me.
Yeah, I knew it was coming, but I am not prepared, as I was staring at the paintings in flames, thinking about how it reminds me of this really great horror game. And
Blake, you can't talk about that. Oh no, I'm Blake. Norman, you can't talk about that.
You could say horror game, but nothing more than that.
It's fine, probably.
All right, so you do trip him up, and Norman, you get a swipe across the back with what feels like a very real bone saw.
Oh, Norman, watch out! He has a bone saw.
So I will trust y'all to track your stuff. That knocks 1 off of your survive. Delaney, you're doing great.
I'm behind him, so do I catch this on film?
Oh,
this, like,
yeah.
disembodied slash?
Yeah, no, like you see this as he's chasing, he's still doing that film strip flicker, like he's kind of there, kind of not there, kind of grainy, comes into sharp focus, falls back out of it again. But like he's there. If you want to film him, you got him.
Oh, I'm filming him 100%.
Yeah.
And
I'm here for one thing and one thing only.
I dropped
It's
my
quite
provoke by
footage.
1 point, right?
guys, this isn't funny anymore. This is my favorite vest.
All right. That said, you do manage to push through into the incinerator room, and by God, it is boiling hot in here. All 3 waste incinerators are going. They are belching fire out of the fronts of them. It is immediate sweat, basically, as you come out. Let's get those provoke rolls, folks. What d6 plus provoke?
It is getting hot in here.
4.
The lady's doing color commentary.
I'm trying. They're running. He's not talking, so somebody has to make this watchable. I don't know.
I'm just trying to live right now.
You're doing great, sweetie.
I thought you would die for the show. Was that a lie?
I would let
He's not
you
coming
die
for
the
me.
show.
Die last for the show.
Of
Okay,
course.
sorry. What? You got a 3, 4?
4.
Okay. I actually do have. Oh gosh, what was the rule for
Oh, there is
tiebreaker?
So there's
Yeah,
two
no.
more players tied for the
Befuddle.
highest roll. Congrats,
You
you
confound
confounded
the
Befuddle
ghost.
the ghost.
What did you do? How did you befuddle the ghost?
I think I have stopped, and I'm trying to like fist fight Norman right now. I think as we go, I'm like,
getting
you know what? No, let's stop right here to have this out, Norman. And I think the ghost comes in here like trying to kill us, and is like, I guess
Are
I
you
let them
doing it?
fight.
I guess if they're
them
gonna take
fight.
out one of them for me, I guess that's less ghost work for me.
This
Oh my
ghost
gosh.
is messy and loves drama.
Does
Canonically.
Blake wear a very douchey hat of any sort?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, as you try to like actually fight me, I either take a hit or dodge it and take your hat and throw it at the ghost and then keep running.
That was my only hat in that color. What the fuck?
I guess you better go get it. Bye.
Ugh. Just keep running.
You managed to puzzle, startle, baffle the ghost just long enough to make a clean break into that big, long assembly line room. All the conveyor belts are running. Some of them are not doing so great. The lights are flickering on and off. You hear the snatch of that music playing throughout. You smell the perfume, like everything's coming back to life, and it seems to be de-aging in front of you. Essentially, it's almost as if the past itself is coming back to life as you are running and making a beeline for that weird server room. So give me your provoke, your D6 plus.
Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Why is this world out to get me?
Uh-huh.
I rolled a 7.
Uh-huh.
Cool, it's gonna sound like I'm making this up. I also rolled a 7.
Delaney's over here living right. Okay.
Delaney's gonna get this shot.
Yeah,
Get this damn shot. If I die trying it, I will not die trying.
she's too quiet. The ghost is just leaving her alone. All right.
The ghost wants this footage.
Yeah, the ghost is like, no, get my story out there. What what do you do this time to confound and befuddle the ghost?
I think as I'm chasing behind Norman, who took off ahead of me, I'm gonna grab his Razer gaming laptop. Be like, you threw my hat, so here goes your laptop.
Those are definitely not equivalent exchanges.
That was an expensive hat.
It was a cheap laptop.
No, it's not a cheap laptop. It's high end.
I don't know. I saw the lights on it, and they only had like 8 colors.
They weren't even RGBs. What are you doing?
The laptop we're provided has 0 colors. Does that not tell you anything?
It's evocative.
I don't
So the
think you
laptop-
know what that word means.
ghost
I am
comes through a
staying on
window.
brand, dang it.
The ghost comes in the door, just takes a laptop to the face.
Yeah, just like it just like swoosh right through it, and it does it
Open
like
laptop.
like distorted film, like it kind of like almost scatters a little bit and gives you enough time to hop over some of these conveyor belts, maybe do one of those cool like slide over the hood of a car deal kind of moves.
I tried that,
and-
but it is not a good shot.
I'm like running backwards, like, oh my god, like getting like the flickering ghost, like, that is beautiful.
It is quite evocative.
I try to slide across it, but the conveyor belt's going the opposite direction, so I sort of lose all my momentum as I go above it.
Nice. Despite your best efforts to not make it to the next room, you managed to make it. Despite
Somehow.
everything stacked against you, this is really a story of perseverance. You get to the server room. True to form, the servers are back on and they have changed. What you saw was probably 1960s, maybe into 70s. This is punch card stuff. This is late 50s NASA stuff. Like, this room has reverted. It's also pristine. It's cleaned up. The desk in the corner is cleaned up. It's got the little hooded lamp on there that's on. You see out of the corner of your eye, never when you look directly at it, but when you look away, someone studiously working at the desk. The music is coming in what feels like over speakers now, and that doctor that's chasing you seems to be getting bigger, and his limbs are getting longer, and he is starting to like really pull at the walls to come at you. So give me that d6 plus provoke, please.
I rolled
Okay, fuck this.
I got a
I
9.
don't know what kind of trickery you're doing here.
This is a 6 plus 3.
Okay,
3.
that's a 7.
How'd Delaney do?
That's a 7. Oh,
Ooh.
thank God. Thank God for Blake.
Thank God I provoke so much.
Thank Blake for Blake.
Yeah, so obviously, or I mean, you could take the hit. I don't feel like Blake is the guy to self-sacrifice, so
Absolutely not the guy to self-sacrifice, but I am the guy to kill Norman. So, as this ghost is starting to catch up to me, I'm like, hey ghost, did you notice that like Norman's the center of all of those drawings? Like I was just sort of like off in a corner. It really seems like Norman's the one she was like obsessed with.
Blake's the better looking one, though.
That's true, but like she had bad taste, obviously.
He
Like,
admitted
why would
it.
she be into a specimen like you?
I picture in my head y'all literally stop 180 turn and start talking to the ghost. Like, look at him, look at his chiseled jawline. Clearly, this is the guy she was after. Yeah.
What say you, Ghost?
What the ghost says is a nice slash across Norman one more time. Sorry, buddy. Are you down to 1 survive?
Nope.
Oh, are you done?
No, I'm at 2.
Oh, you're 2. Oh, that's right.
You
You
had
were,
1
yeah.
for-
Yeah. Yeah,
Yep.
you're the party tank.
Oh
Yeah.
Yep.
no, Norman! Watch out! He still has a bone saw.
You're welcome for taking all the hits. I'm
He
just more
seems
popular because
like-
I have depth of character.
Yeah, no, he seems like really mad at you, Norman. Maybe you should like stay and hash it out. But I'm going.
You better pay me hazard pay for this. I did not agree to this.
There's no pay for the show. You know that, right?
Are we staying? Are we going?
We should
Are we
go.
going? We should go. Okay, we're
Yeah.
going.
I feel like generally speaking, like go is a good impetus.
Yeah.
This ghost is
So,
like,
yeah.
Thanks,
what the
director.
hell?
What would we do without your direction?
I'd probably all die. I'd have to go in there and get the camera. There's blood all over it. It's a whole thing. All right,
Would
so
be
you
a
make
beautiful shot.
would be evocative. So you get out of the you get out of the, I'm gonna do $1 and just every time we say that word, just put $1 in there.
Jar.
Jar.
Yeah, into cold storage. It is now frigidly cold, except for that warm spot in the center that you noticed before. It is even weirdly warmer there. But you do see carts, pulleys, whatever, of what are clearly just bodies under sheets, just lined up along either side of the walls. This is close enough to the truck terminal, like it doesn't feel like this must be how they operated, but God, is the place losing its mind? Is its own memories starting to merge and go crazy in here? Who can say? But you do have a nice, big, crazy, elongating, shrieking doctor with a bone saw chasing you. So give me those provokes.
I got a 7. I'm really good at rolling high numbers. What can I say?
Get fucked, Blake. I rolled a 4.
You're saying I have to get fucked. I still have 2 provoke left.
That was date that ghost, not bang that ghost. We do not have the rights to bang that ghost.
All right. Are you
Oh,
you
I'm
doing?
absolutely throwing it at Norman again.
God damn it.
Cole knew what he signed up for.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it's getting close. I'm like, no, see, you're trying to slash at me again, but you see, the problem is Norman is the one she's really into. Just stop going after me. It's like not even that big of a deal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Lost the hat, now he's confused.
as I take another swipe, I refer back. We're not getting paid.
There's no hazard. No, she's doing this for a college credit. Do you think you're getting paid for this?
Why else would I be here?
I don't know. Do you like not read your? Can you not read, Norman?
You told me there was
Anyway, I'm
pay.
leaving.
There was donuts in the van.
Oh my god, that does not count as pay. I'm
Yeah.
not even vegan.
You're getting blood all over your clothes, like you lost your gaming laptop. This is This is a bad night for Norman. I apologize. All right. Norman takes the slash, and that gives you enough time to get into the truck terminal, that big warehouse type space, and you can see on the other end of it the garage door that's open. You can see the back of the ambulance with the doors open, the lights are on, the engine is idling. You just have to get to it. The lights click on one after the other in this warehouse space. When you kind of bust in there, the music is at this point overpowering. All the rows, all the storage is filled up with boxes. There's kind of ghostly forms moving stuff around, like it feels like it is all, for lack of a better phrase, coming back to life. And you are just so close, or maybe you join them. Let's go for one final roll, please.
Got a 5.
5.
3.
All right, Blake. We going for the turkey here, the trifecta?
I'm absolutely going for the trifecta. I think as me and I get Delaney out and I close the door behind us.
Did me and Delaney get a 3 though?
Yeah, we did.
I had the 5 though. I'm so sorry.
But do we get to befuddle because we both tied?
It's only.
No,
Oh no, it's
High
the
for
highest
highest.
roll.
The high
No!
roll.
Time for highest.
Yeah,
Dang it.
So as we get out, I close the door and I'm like, Delaney, turn off the camera. This is gonna sell so much better if someone fucking died.
Wait, but we can't. But we want to get the rattling door. We gotta get.
All right, cool. I'll get out of the way, but I'm gonna keep my foot in front of it. Just don't get the bottom of the door.
Wait, but where's Norman?
Oh no, he's still in there.
Yeah, as I take the last slash and fall down to die, I yell out, "Fuck you, Blake! Disney, Disney, Disney!"
No,
And flip
he's
the
ruining
bird.
our footage.
No.
It's okay. We can dub over it later. We can just dub over it later. It's fine.
The garage door slams. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I also am flipping off the camera and showing my booby shirt to it as I fall down and tumble into a bloody mess.
It was supposed to be my thesis.
No, you're gonna get so many awards for this. Like, nobody captures a ghost fucking killing someone. Let's kick the door back open real fast and just get a shot of his dead body.
Okay, you kick the door. I got the camera. Go.
Bah!
You guys are sick.
No, wait. He's like dead ass dead.
Yeah, no, dude is dead as hell, and his
Mhm.
body is starting to be pulled back into the interior of the steelworks.
Screaming. Is it for the camera? Is it real? We don't know.
Yeah, at this point, the director, now up in the driver's seat, just slams on the gas and pulls away. Blake, give us a sign off. Sum it up for our audience. Make it all mean something, buddy.
Yeah.
Norman died for
So
this.
we were here investigating the most haunted steelwork facility in the United States, and someone just fucking died doing it. Like, you're not even gonna believe how good this footage was. I mean, I guess you will because you just saw it. Anyway, this is Blake. I'm signing off. See you next season.
For
Date that girl.
Spirit science.
I mean, spirit science. Let's just
say, like,
let's get both of them
Blake.
just in case. Yeah.
permanent format
yeah.
swap. Yeah,
Next season.
and that is
They're rebooting
curtain.
us.
That is wonderful, and thus concludes the 3rd season of Spirit Science, incidentally documenting for all time definitive proof of life after death. Good job, everyone. Sorry, Norman.
Rip.
And that the spirits are DTF.
It's very typical that the skeptic dies. What happened to the 3 before me?
Oh, they just didn't fucking like being on the show.
Yeah, if they
said it
died,
was
I
a
did not get that.
toxic work environment. And then I actively tried to kill them.
If they died, I did not get it on camera.
Well,
Cool. This was fun. We're gonna roll straight out of killer ratings and into reaction roll. It's our I don't know, show after a show where we talk about the game we just played. Yeah, I guess let's go back around and get everyone's thoughts. Cole, reintroduce yourself, tell people where they can find you, and what you thought about playing Killer Ratings.
Hello, my name is Cole Robbie. I am a horror streamer on Twitch.
There's some
And
character bleed.
do I say the same thing I said last night, or is that played out?
No, go for it. I don't know what you said last night. You're fine.
Some people might know me from a different RPG stream community that I created, and then I saw Tony streaming and how much better it was, so I threw that one in the trash. And now I'm
That's
here,
right, that's right.
only playing games with Keegan, basically. Very lovely to meet Kit as well. I feel like they 100% fit into Keegan and I's energy. And sorry to Ken if you didn't know how Keegan and I play before, but now you know. I very sparingly sign up for games these days, but I saw this one and I was like, I need to play this, and it did not disappoint. I love games like this where just reading it and playing it inspires what else you could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So many possibilities, so many different things you could use this system for. Like I mentioned to Keegan, like this, you could do Evil, the TV show, with this really well. And so I had a great time. It was a ton of fun, and I really like it, and everyone should buy it, and it should sell 1 million copies. Are we supposed to give any I don't think I can give any constructive feedback.
You're
I just
good.
have positive things.
We're not looking for constructive feedback. We just want to talk about our experience with the game. Kit, your turn. You can tell people who you are, where we can find you, and what you thought about playing Killer Ratings. You're completely muted.
I don't know how to run a microphone. Hey, I'm Kit. I'm a ttrpg nerd, actor, etc., etc. You can find me at I don't know, Twitter at KitRollCause, same way it's spelled in the comments here. And it was awesome. Oh my god. I was a little unsure because I don't prep light games always kind of like terrify me a little bit. I love to like build stuff off scene and like come prepared, but this was like actually like mad easy to like get into the vibes, and super fun, and I cannot stop talking like Delaney.
It's addictive. I kept doing
really
Blake
is.
later.
No, this is so fun, and like I love horror stuff, but like I also love being just a little bit of a dingus, and this was both of those things. So very, very, very thrilled to be here and to be playing this.
Perfect. Great. Ken, tell us a little more about you. Tell us what you thought about running the game. How did this go? How does this usually go?
Sure, yeah. So Ken Lowery, I'm on Twitter as Bannerless Games, published under Bannerless Games, and this Killer Ratings was the first thing I did that was not like using another game's license or something like that. This was just the game, honestly, that got me started making games. So it's really gratifying to run games and play games with folks and see from such simple prompts how wildly different every game goes in terms, like, conceptually. Like it's I've been sort of like, I can't, not in 1,000 years would I guess this would have ended in a dating show for the goat. Like that's incredible. And yeah, Kit, to your point, like it asks a lot of people up front, and like it's just really figure out what those high notes are and then just start filling them in as you go. But typically your experience, I think, is what I've seen a lot, is once people have the one or two notes they want to hit, and once they start playing off each other, then they start to flesh out a little bit. And I will say it was pretty funny that that Keegan and Cole, that y'all like so directly antagonized each other with the throwing the ghost attacks. Like I've usually seen it a little more evenly spread, but I guess with 3, it's going to kind of happen. It's going to triangulate a little bit. Yeah, no, it's interesting, and the fatality rate has kind of been all over the place in a lot of games I've done. But 1 out of 3 is about right. Like that's kind of how it goes. We want enough where it's spicy, where it's like, oh, this could actually happen. But also like, give folks a fair shake to like get out of there and eulogize. Anyway, no, I thought it was really fun. I mean, y'all were naturals. You really understood the genre in general, and just jumped right in, which was really exciting to see.
Cool. Yeah, so we're gonna move on to questions. If anyone in the group has any questions about the game, go for it. But in the chat, Dan Phipps wants to ask, Ken, are you having a nice day?
Yeah, it's okay. I took today off. I took today off. I got a haircut. Like, pretty cool. Like, I've got a Topo Chico here. Yeah, no, this is really fun. I booked this with Tony. I like 4 months ago or something like that. So it just felt kind of unreal for a very long time until like 3 days ago. And they're like, oh, right, this is happening. So no, yeah, pretty good day, Dan. Thanks.
From Caterwall Games, we have, Ken, why killer ratings? Like, what about this kind of setting spoke to you?
Honestly, what it came from was 2 things. One, I love, as everyone does, all of Grant Howitt's one-page RPGs, all the goofy little tables. And 2, I just watched a lot of Ghost Adventures, like a lot of Ghost Adventures, which is with Zach and the crew, and he's the Jersey meathead shouting and causing fights. And I really just wanted to make a table to name a show like that. So that table that you see in there, that's the show names one. That's the first thing I did. I wrote that like 5 years ago. And I just wanted to keep like honing in on that. And it was a lot of Ghost Adventures, a little bit of like Fiasco, a little bit of Betrayal. Like I just really wanted to zero in on that and hit that tone where it was, the characters were compelling, but it was also okay if they died. Like it was fun if they died. People wouldn't get hurt feelings. It wouldn't be, whatever. It's part of the fun of it. And I just really wanted to know what it felt like, because I'm such a introverted button-up person, so the vehicle to be an outlandish, trashy kind of dingus, like you say, Kit, is just so liberating. Like it's just fun. Like I'm just gonna be a dummy who just goes for it, like that's really what I wanted. Yeah.
And it's so hard to build a game where like it's okay if they die and it's fun even.
Mm-hmm.
Like as someone who gets emotionally attached to all of my characters, but like this was it. I was ready. I was like, all right, let's kill Delaney. Let's do it. Let's make it dramatic. I love her to death, but her death is going to be beautiful and hilarious. And like, that's a beautiful and hard thing to do in a game. So props for that.
Thank you.
Cool. We have a few more questions in the chat. It's Dan Phipps asks, oh, I have too much money. Where can I acquire a copy of Killer Ratings with this money? I'll go ahead and answer that. There's a link on the bottom of the screen here. It's ttrpg.link /ratingsGAME. And it should go right to the Killer Ratings page if Tony set it up right. And I believe he did.
Thanks, Dan. I hope to help you out with your money problem.
Let's see. From Tony, this felt very sweetened by honey, but definitely went beyond it. Evolved into something standalone and great. First or second game to introduce folks to. Yeah, absolutely. Great game to introduce people to RPGs with. And then from Caterwall Games, what's coming next from Bannerless?
Oh boy, yeah.
Give us a sneak peek.
Sneak peek, a couple things. So I want to do, I've done a few solo like journaling games. What I'm working on right now is more of, rather than a journaling game, a playlist building game, like a music playlist. So I'm kind of working on that. I mentioned in the break, I've got a little AM transmitter in my garage and I do radio shows, and I want to give people a chance to build playlists and then share them, and then I can broadcast them. So that's probably the next thing. And I've got a Forged in the Dark build I'm working on that's very 1940s noir, basically. It's big, it's incredibly intimidating, and I'm just forcing myself to do it because it's a lot of stuff, a lot of action building, a lot of thinking through, a lot of system changes. But this one was my first all-in-one, self-contained, whatever. So I'm just trying to get progressively bigger as I go, basically.
This is such a powerful game to say is your first one. What the fuck?
Sorry. I apologize. No, believe me, this is years and years of thinking and play tests, and that third act used to be very, very different. So yeah, long time coming.
An addendum to Dan's earlier question about if you have too much money and need to buy the game. If you don't have too much money, we are having a giveaway on socials next week for a copy of the game. That's sick. And then Kit, I believe you had a question.
I did. So this game, this PDF that it comes with, does also kind of include a different version of the same like structure and roles. I believe it is called Targ Margs. And it is beautiful upon first read through. What came first? The killer rating system or the Targ Marg system, and how did that evolve into the other thing? Because they are two entirely different settings and vibes, but they are both like goofy and cool. Like how did those both happen together?
So killer ratings definitely came first, and then Targ Margs. I kind of hit on the idea of building that out. Premise for everyone: Targ Margs is, instead of ghost hunters, you're just regular folks who are a little bit tipsy. Instead of a haunted location, you're in a super target late at night, and instead of a ghost chasing you, it's security. So the whole idea is you're going through, you're causing shenanigans, you're drinking margaritas or whatever it is you've smuggled in with you, and you're causing this like gently unfolding chaos until you invoke the wrath of security, and then you're trying to flee with all the stuff you either bought or shoplifted. And unlike killer ratings, like no one dies, you just like lose your stuff if you get caught or whatever. It's very much like, it's not The Hangover. It's very like absurdist PG-13 hijinks type stuff, like shenanigans. And Targ Margs is, I like to say, based on a true story. It's kind of a favorite date night thing I do with my wife. She gets a couple margaritas in her. I take her to Target. We just walk around and have a good time.
That's
so.
I have just so you know, I have the art and stuff for Targ Margs up on screen right now, so people can see it. It has a very like sort of fun, like corporate-y style art to it that I am just crazy for right now.
Beautiful. And as someone who has worked in retail, I promise you all of this and more has happened. It's very realistic and hilarious. And I love that, like, this system that you've made can be used in so many different ways. It's so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. This was definitely a good chance to like hone in on another parallel but very different and specific vibe next to killer ratings. It's definitely like gentler in the sense it's not like murders and ghosts and all that sort of thing. It's just kind of like wacky. But yeah, no, Kelsey's Ornament, the artist, actually, she's a coworker of mine, and she's got a wonderful design business of her own, and she was very excited about this idea in general, and she's very good at sort of, as you say, kind of like mimicking brands and mimicking those kinds of designs. So it very much looks like Target's like cute corporate look, but it has all those absurdist little things. And honestly, some of the stuff she did for this art, and the big spread in the middle is her almost like a board game setup, like a Game of Life type or a Snakes and Ladders kind of deal. Honestly, some of the stuff she put in there inspired me to go back and rewrite some stuff that I had in Targ Margs to match what she'd done, just because she was so like taken with the idea. But yeah, no, it kind of like, listen, I love killer ratings. It's the reason I write games. But like after I finished Targ Margs, I was like, oh yeah, no, that's my favorite. like it's just so silly. It's so specific, and it has that thing where you can play it once, everyone gets it, and anyone who plays can immediately turn around and run it for their friends, with no hangups, no hitches, whatever.
So we're gonna get Targ Margs on the schedule, obviously. We'll talk about that.
Sign me up,
stream.
besties.
We'll
do
a
Keegan's
part
favorite
two.
thing and cut him off cut them off to piggyback off of that question. Do you have any plans for expansions or anything to add to killer ratings? Because as I mentioned at the start, there's like so much you could do with this, like different people that you would see, different classes, things like that.
I've thought about it a little bit. I've actually had friends talk to me about stuff they want to do with it, and if that's like more than anything to satisfy my little creative heart, if other people took it and ran with it, like, oh my god, that would delight me to no end. Yeah, no, I do have a couple of places I want to go with it. Nothing I want to disclose just yet, because I'm like, it's still in the very like early stages. But yeah, it's such an easy and repeatable system, and honestly, some of the stuff deviations in Targ Margs kind of like gave me ways to figure out different ways to approach it, because that one in killer ratings, as y'all experienced, you're all sort of building to common goals, ending the act together with your provoke rolls. It all goes into one pool. It's very like, in that way, it's a teamwork game. Targ Margs, you basically have different dice charts you're rolling on depending on whether you're drunk or not, basically. So the people are kind of working asymmetrically throughout the game, which I like the experience of. Like some of you who are a little more sober are like trying to keep it cool, whereas your friend is cutting loose and being crazy, and like that reflects that experience. Anyway, that's kind of given me some ideas of how to like break the game or gently adjust it. Honestly, I need to watch Evil. You're like the third and fourth people to recommend it to me.
It's such a good TV show. You have to watch it.
Yes.
People in the chat
Keegan and I are big fans.
clamoring for a killer ratings jam. I feel like I should put that out there for you.
Okay.
If you put a jam out there, people would enter it.
Okay. Yeah. No. Sounds good to me. I am not precious about other people just hacking, cutting, sawing, doing whatever they want to this thing. So, all right. Yeah. I'll see what I could do.
Cool. Well, from the chat and from the people here, are there anything else we want to talk about? Cool. Well, in that case, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. This has been fun. Plus One has a bunch of streams coming up this week. We have an Apocalypse Key stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. It is session 3 of the ongoing campaign for that. And then on the 18th, which is Sunday, we're back again to talk to Ray about Apocalypse Key. We're doing an interview though. On the 19th, we have a long-awaited stream of Lighthearted. It's been rescheduled for, I think, like 3 months now, so we're very happy to get it on the schedule. And then we'll have more going on next week, too. But this has been fun. This has been a blast, and we're just going to